my headphones on.
Hey, Eve. I
Hey,
gotta turn this up.
let me put my earphones in. Second.
Do I need earphones? I don't know.
I put them in because I don't want it to echo over there. Sounds like an echo when I'm talking. But you don't need them if you don't have to. If you don't have it.
Okay, good.
Yay! So tell me, how's everything? Everybody who doesn't know, this is Sweet Truckn. You guys go follow him if you haven't already. He has lost a substantial amount of weight and now is recomping, looking amazing, like a bodybuilder type thing he got going on. So
Definitely not. Definitely not a bodybuilder.
well, he looks great. So if you can go ahead and give us your story, what made you even want to start this journey of, dropping weight? That would be a good start. And then how it happened and where you are now.
Yeah, well, it's the weight thing is a lot of people that maybe like when I started my YouTube channel, I'd already lost the weight that I'd lost. So they hadn't seen my life up to this point. Um, I'm 51 years old now, but I've struggled with weight my whole life. And I know just if you just look at me now, it's like, it's hard to tell. But I hear people that are like, they talk about how easy it was to be slim and trim when they're younger. It was effortless. They didn't have to do anything until until they into their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Then weight became an issue. It wasn't so easy for them anymore. Well, I was overweight as a child. I didn't have that easy, just naturally being slim until I was in my 30s, and then started putting on weight. Weight was a childhood issue for me, and it was always something that was very it's when you're a kid and you're overweight, it's emotional. It's something that it's hard. And I've said this in in videos that I've made where I said like the other kids, boys my age when I was a child, they aspired to be big and muscular because, being a child in the 80s, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, those big muscle bodybuilders, Jean-Claude Van Damme, they were what the boys wanted to be like. And I just wanted to be like the other boys. I just wanted to not be worried about going to the beach or going to the pool and having a t-shirt on because I was self-conscious because I was overweight. I just wanted to be slim, like them. So being slim didn't come naturally for me. So that was always something that I dealt with. And of course, as a kid, you don't know. You don't know how to eat. You eat what your parents give you, and I don't fault my parents for what they fed me. And to be honest, I was kind of the oddball out. I'm a child. I'm one of four kids in a family. And growing up, my siblings didn't have a weight issue. I was the only one that actually was overweight as a child. And if you talk to my siblings, they would say, "Well, you weren't big, you weren't horrible." Well, it doesn't. I wasn't. Let, let, let's see. When I was in high school, like I'm currently 6'1". When I grew after high school. So so when I graduated high school, I was about 220 pounds, and I was about 5'11". I actually grew a couple inches after high school. I don't know if that's probably, I think that's normal for a lot of people, but anyways, I was shorter than I am now, and easily 45 pounds heavier than I am now.
Mm.
So so yeah, I wasn't a giant person. Like I wasn't like morbidly obese, but I was overweight.
Yeah.
So that was something that has always been with me from early years. So that's something that I've always dealt with throughout my adult life.
Hmm.
When I was after I graduated high school, I moved away from home and I got a job in a construction with a construction company. And that first year that I moved away from home, I changed my eating habits, and I went from about 220 pounds down to about 155 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It was when I went back home after a year of being away, people didn't even recognize me.
Huh.
So, um, so I knew that I could lose weight.
Right. It was just what you were eating.
I just didn't know. I didn't know exactly what I should do, and like I know what I did.
Mm.
What I did was severely calorie restricted
Oh.
with a very heavy, physically intensive job that I was doing.
Hmm.
Right, I was doing construction. I was actually hired on as a general laborer
Mm.
for a construction company and so I was doing all the grunt work. I was I was carrying the sheets of drywall up, multiple floors in a
Mm.
hotel project that we were working on. I was carrying the steel beams from place to place. I was picking up the scraps, taking them out to the dump and everything. So
Wow.
it was a very physically demanding job, and I was
Mm.
very much under eating.
Mm.
So I wasn't I was happy with being thin for the first time. You know, I wouldn't say for the first time in my life because I started off thin as a
Right.
as a, as as an early child. It wasn't until I was about 10, 11 years old when I started. So weird, like around those years when most boys that if they're chubbier when they're young they start getting
Mm.
thinner. I went the other way around.
Hmm.
And I have a video of that on my channel where I think from a while back where I said the sugar diet saved my life, and I explained
Right.
those kind of things like where we moved and I you know um, the diet probably changed because of the lifestyle like that my family was in and everything. But anyways,
Hmm.
around 10, 11, that I started gaining weight. Anyways, so I was an adult now, if you can call an 18-year-old an adult.
Yeah,
But
kind of.
yeah. Well, Gen X people at 18, we were adults.
Right. I
So,
feel like earlier than
so
that sometimes.
yeah. So, well, I moved away from home. Actually, when I moved away from home, I was still 17 because my birthday's
Mm.
in September. So I actually moved away when I was 17, but got the construction job when I was 18. So, anyways, I lost that weight with the construction job and the low calorie eating that I was doing.
Mhm.
Um, and eventually, I came back home and I had registered for college or whatever, and and just basically over the next few years was just you know it was a combination of gaining weight back because
Mm.
you go from 220 down to 155 and then you're bouncing back and forth between that because I'm like in my mind I thought I've got it. I got the fix. I know what to do.
Mm.
All I got to do is massively calorie restrict, and that's when I discovered cardio.
Oh.
So I was doing massive calorie restriction with intense cardio. Like I'm talking 2 hours of cardio a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I was serious about not getting fat again, but I did.
Mm.
I did because it's unsustainable. You can't do 2 hours of cardio a day,
Yeah.
and if, for life. So that was kind of those few years of after I initially lost that weight, and I thought I've got the answer. All I got to do is just eat nothing and cardio like crazy. And it's still the weight went up and down, but I was able to avoid the massive excess gains.
Mm.
Um, then then I so after there was the college, there was a couple jobs here and there, and that's when I got into truck driving. So
Okay.
hence Sweet Truckn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so I started driving truck, and that first year driving truck, I went from a decent body weight right back up to
Mm.
200 215 pounds, whatever.
Wow.
Because as most people know, driving truck is not it's not it's not conducive to a healthy lifestyle.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, so I gained a lot of weight that first year, and and then I came across what this is. So I got my I guess you call it a CDL in the States. In Canada, we call it a Class 1 um, license in 1997.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I know I've mentioned it, and you know about this, is that I had a previous marriage
Mhm. Mhm.
before the perfect one that I'm in now.
Yes.
So uh, so I was getting married in 1998, and I was an overweight truck driver, and that first year of truck driving, I came across a book called Sugar Busters,
Mm.
and that introduced me to cutting out carbohydrates
Mm.
to
Okay.
for the ideal diet. Is it basically stated that sugar is evil.
Mm.
All the horrible things that's wrong with the world is because, with our diet and our physique, is because of sugar,
Mhm.
carbohydrates. Cut carbohydrates. So that was my initial, other than just cutting calories, was my new paradigm, and I carried that paradigm for years. But
Mm.
what happened there was I went from I knew that I had to cut my calories to lose weight.
Mhm.
That's going to be a constant across the board. How you cut
Okay.
those calories is going to be right.
Right.
But what I thought then was I had to cut all calories, or I had to cut calories, but the most important calories to cut were carbohydrates.
Mhm.
And this is where, like, I know fasting eventually became a thing,
Right.
but this is where I first started fasting, because it was the spring of 1998. I was over 200 pounds, and
Hmm.
I was getting married in August of '98.
Oh.
So
Crunch time. Crunch time.
yeah, yeah. Um, so so I went. So I combined fasting with carbohydrate restriction. So I would do. I basically I did rolling 5 day fasts. What is that? 5 days is 96 hours.
That's
Whatever the
over
hours is.
96. My goodness.
120
Yeah.
hours. Yeah. So I would do a rolling fast of, like, and it it was actually easier. And I've mentioned this in some videos that I've done. Being a truck driver is a positive. It's like a blessing and a curse when you want to follow a diet plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a curse in a way that you are restricted. You're sitting. You're not mobile
Mm.
unless you make a conscious effort to be mobile, because you're sitting in the
Right.
truck all day. But it's a blessing in that if you don't bring into your truck what you don't want to consume, you're not going to be consuming it,
True.
right? Like, I don't have like I'm not going into an office building where Debbie's bringing the donuts in and I've got to
Mhm.
avoid, or there's a potluck lunch, all that
Yep.
kind of thing. Like, yeah, I create the environment that I'm in. And so
Exactly.
so that was the thing with being in the truck in those days. I didn't bring it into the truck. So as long as I could have the strength when I stopped to grab fuel at a truck stop or wherever to not go grab something, as soon as I was back out on the road, it wasn't there. So
Mm.
I had that benefit that like, and I found fasting, um, that helped my fasting.
Right.
But the problem is that I was restricting so hard. So I was
Mhm.
doing multiple day fasts, and then my refeed was on zero carb. So
Mm.
I would go 5 days with no food, and then
Wow.
I would stop, and I would have bacon and eggs or pork chops, like whatever. Like it would be a big non carb meal, and then
Mhm.
I'd roll into another 5 days. So, but and it was effective. It was effective. I got very nice and thin. Of course, I wasn't doing any exercise during this time,
Right.
so there was no physical definition of my body, but I got down so I looked good in my tux,
Right. Yeah.
because in a tux you don't have to have muscles,
Yeah.
but that just reinforced my that idea is like this is the way. This is what I have to do. This is what I
Mhm.
have to do because naturally I'm going to eat carbohydrates and gain weight, and
Mhm.
naturally anything I do is just going to put weight on my body unless I hugely restrict, unless I hugely like just fast and everything. And this is just the way life has got to be.
Right.
Roller coaster that I did for the next close to 30 years.
Wow.
It was, yeah, yeah. It was. I never. I The heaviest I ever got. See, here's the thing. At least I never, like I understand, like it must be really hard when you just let go of everything and just and get up to those weights that seem insurmountable. My highest weight I ever got was 225
Mm.
because I was just so self conscious that I always put the brakes on at some point and just massively restricted to get that way back down. But it was always a yo-yo. It was always a
Mm.
yo-yo. I've never been down to that 18-year-old 155 again. But it's always been, those 200, 210, 215. That, like I said, the highest I ever got was 225. But it was
Mhm.
always massive restriction, massive deprivation,
Yeah.
and at certain points massive cardio
Mm.
to get the weight back down. So that was basically, yeah, a huge portion of my adult life was stuck in that. And just because I thought that it was carbohydrates. I thought
Mhm.
carbohydrates made me fat. So no matter what I did, it had to be cutting carbohydrates to get my weight down. And here and here's the thing is I embrace carbohydrates now, as you know. That's
Right.
why I took
Of
on.
course.
That's why I took on the moniker as Sweet Truckn for YouTube.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Sweets aren't the
embrace.
enemy.
What's that?
The sweets aren't the enemy.
The sweets. Well,
I mean, well,
depending
sugar.
on the sweets. See,
Yeah,
see, that's the
but
thing. That's the thing in the low carb or zero carb, and I went through all those. I went through the keto stuff. I went through the
mhm.
carnivore. I've got Sean Baker's carnivore
Mm.
book. Um, I should have actually brought it, so I could have shown him. I got Sean Baker's book, and
Right.
when I bought And when I bought it, I went on Twitter and I was like, "Hey, Sean," and he liked it and shared it with all stuff, whatever. But yeah, no, I've done all those things. I've done all
Hmm.
those things. So um, it's not like, oh, did you carnivore proper? Did you keto proper?
Right,
No,
right, right.
I did that. I did that. And the funny thing is is I know a lot of people that were doing the sugar diet earlier this year. Um, kind of like got sick of Cole Robinson snake
Yeah,
diet.
right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And you know what? I can understand because he did gaslight the community.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
he gaslighted us big time. Come on,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, yeah,
I,
honestly, I think a lot of people had success and just that's so crazy that you mentioned that because a lot of people were having massive success, but once that gaslighting started, I think everybody it just deflated everybody's, motivation.
deflated the shit out of us, right? Right? But you know what?
Unfortunately, I mean, people literally just quit because of just, they didn't care. They didn't care if it was working or not. They just were so demotivated and, deflated. Like their whole everything that they were believing in just like crumbled. They just quit. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
But you didn't though.
well, okay, no, I didn't quit I didn't quit what was working for me. But here's the thing: is like we can all shit on Cole because he's been all over the place.
Mm-mm,
Um, I love him or hate him. I got to give him props because
mhm,
he was my inspiration for my sugar diet.
mhm.
So I had been decades of trying the low carb, the calorie restricting fasting, all that kind of stuff. And when he brought on the sugar diet, this is going back because I know the sugar diet was going real strong around April, May, June
Right,
uh, of this year. Um, but he did a bit of a sugar diet the year before, the summer
right,
before, right? And that piqued my interest because I was watching. And then back in January, he started going on hardcore again with the sugar fasting and everything. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it a shot.
mhm,
I'm gonna give it a try. You know what you're saying sounds like it could make sense, right?
right.
It sounds logical,
Yeah.
but and I didn't know about all the FGF 21, all that
Mm.
stuff and Cole never got into the science
Yeah, he
of
mentioned it
it, anyways,
barely.
right? He was very yeah, just in passing. He's like, don't worry about the
Yeah, yeah.
science. If it works, right? And I'm like, okay, this is a complete paradigm
Mhm,
change, right?
mhm, mhm.
Because I was all about fasting to lose weight. I was all about calorie restriction. I was all about trying to ramp up the cardio to
Was
do
that
that. And
also due to Cole? Because I know he was doing a lot of fasting and all those things initially too. Were you
well,
following that or that was
the snake diet originally was a whole fasting plan.
right?
That was the snake diet. Was
Okay.
was yeah was fasting, but he also got wrapped up in the ketogenic and the low
Okay.
carb aspect of it and wrapping it around. Which give I and that's another thing I'll give him props is that he's said that originally he wasn't into that and he got wrapped up into low carbing because of the internet. So yeah, props to him for just
Right.
he says it like he feels.
He'll try
Agree with
everything.
him or not. Agree with him or not.
Right.
So anyways, here's with me is um, cutting calories, fasting, low carbing is what I've always done to lose weight and the benefit of or how I like to take vacations
Hmm.
and I don't like to feel uncomfortable on vacations. So that I think that is always kind of I would have a vacation coming up, and it has always led to me not breaking that 225,
Mm.
which was the highest. I think that that's kind of saved my vacations kind of saved my life in a way because I'm like I'm not going away on vacation at that weight, so I always had those calorie restrictions. So
Mm-hmm.
coming into this year, um, Mrs. Truckn and I had a vacation coming up in April,
Okay.
and we were going to Jamaica,
Mm.
and I needed to. I'm like, okay, well, we have a vacation coming up in April, and this was the end of January, right when Cole was doing the whole sugar fast, and he was promoting the super snake juice,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
was sugar and salts or whatever, or
Right.
and he had mentioned V8. So
Right.
I'll give him props for giving me the idea. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I've been listening to him. It makes sense to me, and I've got enough time that if I give this a try, I can go back to what I know has always worked for me, which has been extreme restriction and
Mm-hmm.
fasting and
Mm-hmm.
trying to get the cardio in, right?
Right. Right.
So the beginning of February, I jumped on a sugar fast
Mm-hmm.
because I could fast. I knew I could fast water fast for 5 days
Right.
because I that in recent years that's what I had incorporated when I wanted to go on a vacation or had an event coming up. I would do a 5 day water fast with maybe a 1 or 2 day refeed and then jump back into a 5 day water fast. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
would do to lose weight. I had tanked my metabolism so bad at that point
Right.
that
Yeah.
the amount that I was losing was less and less and less
Mm.
each time. It was horrible. It was horrible because I got to the point where I would water fast for 5 days. I would refeed on chicken and broccoli. So
Mm.
literally, I would refeed on a diet of less than 1,000 calories for 2 days
Oh
and jump
wow.
back into another fast. And I'd be lucky. I'd be lucky to lose 2 pounds a week at this point.
Mm. Yeah, your body was like, mm-mm.
It was insane. It was insane. So I was like, okay, Cole, let's give this a try. Let's do the sugar diet. So I decided I was going to do a 5 day sugar fast
Okay.
to compare it to my 5 day water fast
Right.
because I knew I could pound out a 5 day water fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go 5 day sugar fast, and I did sugar water, which was basically I'd fill up a 500 milliliter bottle of water with 100 grams of sugar, um, about a quarter to a half teaspoon of cinnamon for taste,
Mm.
and so 100 grams of sugar, water, and cinnamon, and then I would chase it with 250 milliliters, which is a cup of V8 juice.
Okay.
Yeah. So I made my own, I guess, super snake juice. It
Yeah.
was the sweet and the sugar with the potassium and the sodium from the V8 juice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I did that for 5 days. I did four of those throughout the day.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course, being a truck driver, that helped because I'm in this truck, so I don't have any outside influences around
Yeah.
me. It's like that's what I brought on the road. That's all I had to drink. That's all I was gonna consume,
Mm-hmm.
and and it was so easy compared to water fasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So easy, so easy. And I know when and this is the thing is like months later when people were doing the sugar fast and people were like so like oh, I can't do the sweet, can't do this, can't do the sweet. That's where I was like, get the V8 in.
Mm-mm. Sorry. You just did.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm in a call. Okay. I'm in a call. Okay. Thank you. Bye. I'm in a call.
so So I had the sugar water and V8, and I did that for 5 days. To compare it to a water fast, I'm like, holy crap, it doesn't compare at all.
Yeah.
Because I actually wasn't experiencing hunger. I'm like, this sugar water chased by the V8 gives me the sweet and savory and the salt. It's it's like, because I know what a 5 day water fast
Mhm.
it feels like, and I was just like, I'm gonna extend this. I'm like, I'm gonna go. So this 5 days, I'm just gonna take it to a week. So I took it to a week, and after a week, I'm like, you know, let's let's do 2 weeks on this because I'm feeling good. 2 weeks
Have
turned
you
into,
weighed yourself already, or you?
well, yeah, I was checking the weight.
Oh, okay.
The weight was dropping. The
Oh,
weight was
okay.
dropping. The weight was dropping. It was dropping on average between 5 and 6.5 pounds a week.
Oh, okay. So way more than the water fast. Okay.
Well, a water fast I could lose about the same. I
Mm.
found I actually found, no, I didn't find that I lost more weight sugar fasting than water fasting.
Oh,
But the
okay.
sugar fast was much easier than the water fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to mislead people and think like sugar fasting is so magical that it'll, like, calories don't mean a thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But in a way they do, because in the water fast you're not consuming any
Any at
calories.
all? Exactly.
And in the sugar fast, I was consuming 2,000 calories a day and
Mm.
losing as much weight as I was
The
on
water.
0 calories a day.
That's awesome. Yeah. See. Yeah. That's. Yeah.
That's and it just, I don't quite understand that, because from what I understand, like looking at the actual scientific evidence, but uh, which now I understand. Back then I knew nothing about FGF21. I never heard about
Right.
it. I didn't know a thing about FGF21. I was just like, I'm just gonna try this sugar fast because Snake Diet guy was talking about it, right?
Right.
So 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 yeah, I was consuming literally sugar and V8 juice,
Hmm.
and I lost, I lost 31 pounds in 30 days. Now,
Wow.
so the
A
5 day
pound a
turned it.
day.
The 5 day turned into a week, turned into 2 weeks, turned into a month, because
Hmm.
I was like, I could keep going, and after a month, I'm just like, okay, this can't be the best thing. Can't be the best thing for me. Just drinking
But you were
sugar and
getting
V8.
nutrients though. You were getting nutrients still though. If you were having the 2,000 calories.
Well, here's the thing: is I was, so I was doing the V8, which has
Right.
some nutrients in it,
Yeah.
and a little bit of fiber. Um, but I was also taking vitamins and minerals. Like
Okay.
I knew, yeah. So I was taking a multivitamin.
Mhm.
I was taking a magnesium supplement. I was
Hmm.
taking a calcium supplement, and I was taking
Mhm.
a K2 and D3 supplement. So I was
Okay.
supplementing vitamins and minerals throughout this whole time. It wasn't just like, yeah. So,
Okay.
and I want people to know that, because
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
offer nutritional advice, like,
Right.
at
Right.
all, ever on my channel.
Right.
I
Right. Right.
I
It's
just
just
I
your
just I
experience.
just talk about my experience, but I
Mhm.
do want people to know I was taking supplementation. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I think that's important.
Yes.
So yeah, I did 30 days. I 31 pounds 30 days,
Mm.
and then I started introducing solid food again, and the solid. So immediately after I started introducing solid food again, I had a 5 pound weight gain, right?
Okay.
Because I was empty during the fast. So obviously the 31 pounds ended up being like 26 pounds in 31 days, right?
Okay.
And
That's good.
yeah, so 31 pounds in 30 days sounds amazing, and 26 pounds in 30 days sounds amazing. But I just, like, there was a refeed process
Mhm.
involved there, where where when I reintroduced solid food, it came back up a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
So about 26 pounds in a month.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. That's
yeah.
good.
Which um, which was about six between 6 and 6.5 pounds a week on the sugar fast.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, and and I was doing the my workout. I didn't do. I wasn't doing any resistance training. And while I was driving, when I was on the road, I wasn't able to do any cardio because I didn't have a walking pad in my truck like I do now.
Mhm.
But on my weekends, I had a recumbent exercise bike, so I would do cardio on my weekends, which would be I was able to do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so 4 days a week
Mhm.
because I'd go to work on Sunday and I'd get home on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
I'd get in 4 days a week of cardio on the sugar fast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So that's reasonable. That's yeah. That's. I mean, you're at least working out. I mean, because they say we should work out about 3 days a week. So you were already doing that.
yeah. No, I was getting in the exercise where I could, and where I could at the time was just when I was at home, and
Oh,
I would just ride my exercise bike for an hour a day when I was at home. So
okay.
it's not like I wasn't getting any exercise. So you know I was like to be fully transparent. Like people like, oh, you just lost, you lost 31 or 26 pounds in a month sugar fasting, sitting on your ass.
Right. You were
I
still
did what I
exercising.
could where I could. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's
So
good though. 26 pounds in a month, and then you're only exercising. You said 3 days a week,
well,
right?
it was 4 days a week because I would work out on the day I got home.
That's my daughter.
Is that your daughter? Hi.
Yes, my daughter says hi.
So I'd work out on the day I got home, and I would also work out on the day I'd work on the day I got home, and then my weekend, and then I'd work out on the day that I went before I went to work.
Oh, okay.
So it would be four full days of
Right.
cardio a week. Yeah.
Okay. And did you feel like energized? Because that's pretty. I mean, you were having 2,000 calories, yet it's just liquid. But did you feel energized during your workouts, or how? How was that?
I felt fine.
Oh,
I
so
felt
tired. Okay.
yeah, yeah. No, it was I okay, so have you ever done like fasting and severe calorie restriction?
Oh yeah, I used to drive fast 4 days a week, but
Okay.
I wasn't doing no
Okay.
hour on the bike.
No, 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 no. No, I'm not even talking about the cardio. I'm just talking about the like that rundown energy feeling
Yeah,
after you get after a
exactly.
few days. People talk about like, oh well, after you fast for 3 days, you get this high, right? Like, no, no,
I didn't get it.
I never, no, but I felt zero energy depletion on the
Wow.
sugar fast.
Okay.
I felt great. I felt great.
Wow. So yeah, because that's what I was thinking when you said
So
when you were water fast. I'm thinking I know you weren't doing all that cardio during water fasting. I mean, you could pass out, but then the difference is you don't have any calories. Now you're having 2,000 calories, so your body still has some energy to run off of. I guess when you're doing your
yeah,
workout.
yeah.
Okay.
So I was already in I was in a calorie deficit, even with the sugar, even
Okay.
with the sugar, right? Because I mean, I'm 6'1" guy, and at the time I was 200 pounds.
Okay.
6'1" guy at 200 pounds is has a calorie just over 2,000 calories a day, right?
Mhm.
Like what do they got the my I think I looked up my basal metabolic rate a while back when I did a video, and even like my comatose lying in a hospital bed, not doing anything at 6'1" and 200 pounds was 1,800 calories a day.
Yeah.
So
So you were in a
obviously,
fasting deficit.
obviously at 2,000 calories of sugar water, and V8 juice, I was in a deficit.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was in a deficit, but I wasn't killing my metabolism,
Mm.
right? Because what kills your metabolism is cutting carbs.
Mm.
So I was giving I was giving my body the carbohydrates.
Mm.
So I was in a calorie deficit, but I would, and I don't, like, we can get into FGF20. Like, whatever, whether you like, I mean, that's obviously a thing. When you cut protein down to nothing and you're having sugar, you're going to increase your metabolism by at least 20%. So
Mm.
I was having no protein, well, no fat, no protein. Like, the only
Right.
carbohydrates I was having was, well,
The sugar, I guess.
trace amounts of protein, in my
Oh,
V8
V8.
juice.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
So yeah, I was, but it was pretty much just
Hmm.
carbohydrate,
Hmm.
and so if my basal metabolic rate was 1800, and whatever else I was doing throughout the day as a truck driver, not an active person, but let's say I was 2400 calories total for total energy expenditure on any given day, and I was taking in 2000 calories of sugar,
Hmm.
right? Well, my 2400 calorie expenditure was upped by 20%,
Hmm.
right? So
Right.
that's going to be another, you know, 500 calories a day. So, and then on top of that, I was doing my 4 days of cardio on the weekends. So, anyways, I don't know all the how all this the sciencey stuff works, but
No, come on. When you got that trucking science, you know exactly
trucking
what you got.
science,
You know exactly what you're
truck
doing. It works.
trucking science, yeah, yeah. Um, but well, I try to figure out what's going on. So, anyways, the um, the sugar diet. So I did the sugar diet, sugar fast for 30 days, and I went from 200 pounds down to 170,
Hmm.
and then I gained 5 pounds when I reintroduced eating whole foods again. You got a cat there.
Yeah, all the love this morning.
All the love. And exfoliation at the same time too, right?
Right.
They have
Yeah.
sandpaper tongues. So I did the sugar fast. I went 175, and so I'm like, so going back to the whole reason why I jumped into this was because I was going on vacation.
Hmm.
So I was going on vacation. And I was like, wow, okay, so I already got down to my vacation weight.
Right.
It's like, I'm good, and we're still a couple months out, so I've got room to play.
Hmm.
So so then when I decided the food that I was going to reintroduce was going to be high carb, low fat, because
Hmm.
obviously the sugar diet worked tremendously for me, or the
Right.
sugar fast. I should call it the sugar fast. The sugar fast worked tremendously for me. So I decided that I would go with high carb, low fat for my reintroducing food again, and that just happened to be beans and vegetables and
Hmm.
fruit.
Okay.
So
So you were still
the
keeping the
very first,
protein low? Was that also a thing for you, or was it just strictly low fat?
I at that point I had been I had been through, watching videos and stuff,
Hmm.
and realizing at that point that the super high protein amounts weren't super important. Like, it was,
Hmm.
I didn't have to get a gram per pound of body weight,
Okay.
even a gram per pound of lean body weight at this point. So I just wanted to reintroduce food that I could sustain, like
Hmm.
So I did a sugar fast, and I wanted something where, okay, I've got a couple months before I go on holiday still. Like, so this worked faster than expected. So
Okay.
I'm where I need to. I'm where I want to be already. So now I've got to figure out, okay, so what can I do? I still got a couple months to play here before I'm
Mhm.
on vacation. So
Mhm.
the super low fat obviously works. And I didn't have a lot of protein, and I didn't feel, and I've showed pictures, whatever, like on my YouTube channel. I didn't feel like I had lost a lot of body, like lean mass. I mean,
Mm.
obviously, going from 200 to 170, you're going to lose some lean mass. That's fine. But I didn't feel like any different than any other time that I lost weight.
Okay.
So yeah, and I was fine. And I've never been a gym bro. I've never been someone to, right, like, worry about being like the biggest buffest guy on the beach, right?
Right.
So
Right.
so I when I reintroduced food, I started with fruit and very small amount of beans,
Okay.
because I knew beans were a great source of protein for, right, like like very low fat source of
Mhm.
protein. So I started with the fruit and the beans,
Mhm.
and I that's basically how I built up my diet.
Mhm.
And over the next few weeks, I just started eating basically. Well, that's where I called my sustainable sugar diet. Was I would start my day with a couple cups of coffee with sugar in it, and then I would have a fruit meal,
Mhm.
and then go, 4 or 5 hours down the road, have another fruit meal, 4 or 5 hours
Mhm.
down the road, and then a big bean, multiple beans. I like black beans, kidney beans, white beans, chickpeas, lentils, and that's been my go-to. It's my go-to now. It's what I do on the road now. Um,
So
and
do you add because this is a question I had about the beans because I think I was talking to last year also. Do you consider it a complete? Is it a complete protein or something if you add rice or have you heard of that? Like if you have beans and rice versus if you just have beans, like what do
yeah,
you?
yeah. Um, I think it's a complete protein when you look at the amount you have.
Oh.
So okay, if you're gonna have if you're going to have half a cup of beans on the day, and that's your protein source, you're gonna lack some amino acids, some of your essential
Mm.
amino acids.
Oh.
If you're gonna have a pound and a half, 650 grams of beans
Oh.
in a day, which is what I have,
Oh. Okay.
all your essential amino acids are met, especially when you split them up, because I don't just take one bean source. I'm not having a pound and a half of black beans,
Right.
or a pound and a half of this. I'm mixing black beans, kidney beans, lentils, chickpeas. Like, I'm mixing them all up, plus I'm having potatoes. So
Oh. Okay. Okay.
yeah. So all, like I put that crap into chronometer, and it's like I am, well, all my essential amino acids are very well met every single day. And you can do that on straight beans. You can do that on straight potatoes.
Oh
Just
yes.
be prepared to eat a lot of potatoes. You can do
Right.
that on rice. Just be prepared to eat a lot of rice.
Mm.
Like, it's very easy to figure out. It's very easy to figure out. You can go on chronometer and just put in the amount of rice. Scroll on down to your protein for the day, and look at the amino acids, and look at the percentages, and on all those different essential amino acids that are on there, and you'll see very very quickly. So I find beans are a very easy source to get
So
all.
you just eating, not to cut you off, but you've been eating the beans, but you're not really consuming rice with it. You're just really just consuming the beans and then like some potatoes.
I don't do rice during the week.
Oh,
I
okay.
I experimented with rice, and I find I do better with potatoes.
Okay.
Yep, and I love potatoes for so many reasons. I love potatoes because of the potassium. I love them just the fiber,
Mm.
and obviously because I have to batch cook,
Mhm.
I have to meal prep because I go on the road, right? So I got to
Right.
bring my meals on the road. So I get that the resistant starch from them, and
Mm.
there's just so much. There's so much to talk about. Star fiber. Fiber
Fiber
is
is so important.
it is. It really is. It really is. Um, it's a huge thing because so much of my life I had dealt with chronic constipation.
Mm.
And you know what? When you go zero carb,
Oh yeah, you're not going to the bathroom.
you're not helping your
Forget it.
constipation. And
It just gets worse.
yeah, well, okay, so there are some people that like I don't like to just blanket everything over because it's not as simple as black and white. And
Mhm.
there are people that high fiber is not does not help they, with IBS and all that stuff. But I had chronic constipation from an early age. Like when we talk
Mm.
about going back to my early years, where I was the only kid in the family that was overweight, I was also the only kid in the family that was chronically constipated, and I carried
Mm.
that through like my entire life. So
Mm.
for me, fiber has become and the sugar diet, not the sugar fast,
Right.
the sugar diet has taught me that because I increased my fiber by multitude amounts.
Mm.
And I being regular, when you haven't been regular your entire life, oh my God, Eve, it's magical. So
Yeah. It's
so
no,
yeah,
no, that's real, and I think that it also helps with the weight loss. Like if you're not using the bathroom, I don't, your weight is not going to go anywhere. I mean, especially because you're stuck with toxins in your stomach that's eating away at your stomach because they're not coming out.
yeah.
So, you get the leaky gut and then all these other issues in your weight loss. You may drop, like you said, you were dropping weight with carnivore and stuff like that, but not as quickly as you want because your stomach is messed up. Your intestines aren't even getting rid of the toxins.
There, yes, and there's things with your colon, with the your microbiome,
Mhm.
and that can actually apparently that can actually help with weight loss.
Yeah.
Um, the certain fatty acids that your like the butyrate and all that stuff that your colon will produce um, is really benefited, which will benefit in weight loss and weight stability, which I found. And here's the thing is like I know like when I mention on videos that the amount of the amount of fiber that I take because I take I consume a lot of fiber,
Mhm.
especially with the beans. And people are like, "Oh, I wish I could eat those amount of beans." And I, I I get that because I someone that came from feeling that carbohydrates were the enemy and
Right.
not eating carbohydrates and eating zero carb and carnivore, keto at times. I totally get it.
Mhm.
Something happened during my sugar fast that I I don't understand it completely, so I don't want to make any claims, and I don't like to make a lot of health claims, anyways, just because I'm not qualified in any way. But something happened during my sugar fast where I was consuming no protein or no animal proteins.
Right.
I was consuming sugar water and V8. Now I know the V8 still has trace amounts of vegetable protein and it still has fiber in it. And throughout that month, I was still using the toilet.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's enough fiber in the V8 juice that I was still going.
Oh, okay.
Usually once every day, and I called him. Which was like surprising to me because I would go days on end
Mhm.
driving truck and not going to the bathroom.
Mm.
That was my life for decades.
When you were doing the water fast.
Even water fast or even just keto carnivore.
Oh, okay, okay.
It was I would go 2, 3, 4 days without ever going to the bathroom
Mm.
on the road. That was just my life. And after a couple of weeks on the sugar fast,
Mhm.
I was actually going every day,
Oh, wow.
and I called them my little tomato poops because because the only solid the only food I was consuming was the V8 juice,
Right. Mhm.
and the poops came out kind of looking like slightly diluted tomatoes.
Yeah,
It's
but that
little
means your
TMI.
metabolism was working too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Metabolism working too, but it was going through. But after 30 days, the food I introduced was fruit, vegetables, and beans.
Mm.
And after that sugar fast, when I introduced the beans, I never had a problem with beans again.
Mm.
I
Because I
can
might have issues with
consume,
beans, like
I can
gas and stuff.
consume, and like I know when I have a bean meal that's 650 grams, which is about a pound and a half of beans. That's a huge amount of beans.
That is.
It's a huge amount of beans. I couldn't do that before.
Mhm.
My gut, something reset in my gut
Mm.
between the sugar water and V8. Something reset that when and the foods that I chose to reintroduce, I didn't choose to reintroduce beef, butter, bacon, and
Right.
eggs.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I didn't jump on a carnivore diet. I jumped
Mhm.
on, well, plant
Plant
based,
based. Yeah.
and I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegan. I consume animal products on my weekends, but during the week I'm plant based, so I'm very plant forward, and it has been very. I feel great. I feel
Okay.
really good on it, and I don't. I don't. If I don't want to poo poo anything that's something working for people. If you got something that's working for you, by all means, hey, great, whatever. You know, I can't speak against that because it's working for you. But I spent decades trying to do low carb, zero carb, carnivore. I
Mhm.
tried keto, like all those things,
Mhm.
and it just nothing clicks until this.
Mhm.
And for me, it's plant forward, and and I'm not. I don't think vegan is ideal. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't. But I don't. But I commend people that actually, that takes a commitment. That takes. It's more than just diet at that point, because if it's just about diet, then you're plant based, plant forward, all that stuff. Vegan is on the next level, and I commend them because that's a commitment beyond what I for me, plant forward feels really good
Mhm.
with the occasional animal food.
Right.
Yeah. For me that ends up being on the weekend, and it may be one or two meals.
Okay.
It's yeah. Yeah. So Sunday to Thursday I'm working, I'm on the road, I'm 100% plant based. No questions asked. That's
Mhm. Mhm.
just what works for me. And then on Friday and Saturday I might have one meal, might have two meals. Might
Is that
be
so? You're I mean in the complete day you're having one or two meals, or
what's that?
are you saying like you're having uh two meals in a day, or you're saying with meat you're having two meals? Like what I guess I'm saying is you're fasting, like you're doing a two meal a day and it has meat in it, or you're saying only two of those meals that you had in a day will have meat.
Yeah, my weekends are very similar to my week.
Oh, okay.
As far as like during the day, fruit during the day, and then in the evening, because Mrs. Truckin's not vegan.
Yeah.
and we'll enjoy a meal together. And I enjoy cooking.
Okay.
So, but so I kind of have the advantage of being like, what would you like? Offering, whatever. But it might be shrimp. We'll do shrimp with pasta or whatever, right? It's still
Hmm.
low fat, source, but
Right.
the shrimp. But you know what? She might tell me one day, he's like, I want a ribeye tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a ribeye together
Yeah.
because it's life, right?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, so you're consuming 2 meals a day, just period. Like that's just your style, like your way of
oh
eating.
no 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 no
Oh. Oh.
no no no. Okay, so I consider it 4 meals a day.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't time restrict.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
so my so on the road, my meals go like this because I drive nights. I'm a vampire. My schedule is night driving, sleep during the day.
Yeah.
So which is yeah. So I which makes the weekends so weird because I got to switch back and forth between night driving, trying to be a day walker with everybody else, and then back to vampire again. But so so when I'm on the road, I drive throughout the night. I shut her down, and so I get up and I have a couple cups of coffee
Okay.
with sugar, and I get into supplements or whatever, but I don't know if we need to get into supplements. But currently, I'm taking creatine, so
Oh. Okay.
I put my sugar and creatine in my coffee. I have 2 cups of coffee,
Okay.
and I have high sugar coffees. So
Oh. Okay.
yeah, I have 40 grams of sugar per cup of coffee. So I have 80 grams of sugar to start my day. I wake up, I have 80 grams of sugar, and the hot. I'm not married to coffee. It's just
Mhm.
it's a for me. I like a hot beverage to start my day.
Mhm.
Hot beverage with sugar. It gets me going because, like I said, I've spent years and years being constipated. I enjoy
Yeah.
the hot
Yeah. It
coffee.
works, right?
Hot coffee and sugar gets it going in the day, the beginning of the day. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's 100% why I do it. Hot orange juice may be a good thing, but
Really? Oh.
well, no, that's just the thing. It's like I like a hot beverage. I like a hot beverage with sugar, and it's like, you know, could I heat up orange juice to have a hot orange juice? What? No, I like hot coffee,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And
So,
plus, I
so I,
think something's in the coffee that because even when I didn't have sugar in my coffee, it still would. I mean, maybe it's the heat, but I feel like the coffee in general. If I have like an iced coffee, I can use the bathroom. So maybe it's something in the coffee too.
could be, yeah, could be, but I just it works and I enjoy it. So I'll have my coffee and sugar when I get up, and between the 2 cups, I'm having between 320 and 350 calories. So I consider that
Hmm.
a meal, even though there's no
Yeah,
solid food there. I consider that a meal. It's
yeah.
sugar, and I'm not a science guy, but when you wake up in the morning, apparently your cortisol is raised.
Mm,
Cortisol is raised. Sugar takes that cortisol back down,
mm.
and so I enjoy my. And I think I saw a comment. I haven't been reading any comments
Yeah,
though,
no,
but
we're gonna get to the comments. I just
yeah,
wanted
I think I
to.
saw a comment that Chris Fabulous was in there.
Hey, Chris.
Um,
Nikki's here. It's a lot of people. Ruth, Happy
yeah,
Sky, Fanella. We're gonna get to all you guys' comments shortly. He's just
and
gonna
and
run
I
the,
know
give us a rundown of his day.
I know with Chris's coffee talks, he does his coffee and coffee and cinnamon and sugar and milk and everything.
Mhm.
I don't put milk in my coffee.
Okay.
I do not. In general, I don't do dairy, and
Mhm.
but I do put my sugar and I because of Chris. Hey, buddy, because of you, I bought Ceylon cinnamon, so I put my Ceylon cinnamon in my coffee
It's
with my
good.
sugar. So I enjoy that. So that's my first meal of the day. What I consider my first meal of the day gets me going. Like I said, gets me going, and then which I have now in my truck because I have a walking pad. because as a truck driver, you're not always in a place where you can go and walk and whatever. And when you're sitting on your butt all night long or all night long, whatever shift you're doing, you're not getting a lot of exercise.
Right.
So I've got a walking pad in my truck. So I have my coffee, and then I do about between a 5 and a 6 mile walk before I start my drive. Yeah. So I have to get my steps in. I have to front load my steps in, because once I start driving, well, we used to carry the paper log books, but now it's all electronic logs.
Right.
But you're logging all your time, so you don't have time to stop, take 2 hours off to go for a walk, and then start your day. Yeah, you're on a clock. You're on a time clock. So I start my day off with my walk, and then I drive, and then so my first meal is my my
coffee.
Sugar, it used to be sugar coffee. I do my walk, and then I have my fruit.
Okay.
So I have a meal. So right before I start my actual work schedule, my work clock, I have a big fruit meal, which right now it's pineapple, grapes, mixed berries, and an apple. It's a nice big fruit meal. And then I hook up to my trailers, and I get rolling down the road, and 4 or 5 hours down the road, what I'm eating now is I'll stop and I'll have about a pound and a half potatoes. Just boiled potatoes. I like them. I'm a simple guy. I like my boiled potatoes. I'll eat those. And then the nice thing about that is I don't even have to heat them up. I'll actually, after I have my fruit meal and I hook up and I start driving, I just take my potatoes out of the cooler and I just put them on the floor beside me, and I let them come up to room temperature. And once I'm ready to eat, 4 or 5 hours later down the road, I just open it up, and it's just a finger food. I don't even have to stop. Just potatoes. And then once I'm done that'll take me another 4 or 5 hours down the road, which puts me a couple hours before I'm going to bed. And I've got that's where I have my pound and a half of beans before I go to bed. So currently right now what I'm doing is 70 grams of protein, which is, most of that is coming from the beans. There's about 10 grams coming from the fruit, 10 grams coming from the potatoes, and about 50 grams coming from the beans. So that's what I'm doing during the week. On the weekends, I've got 2 days, or what I'm doing. I guess we never really talked about the body recomp thing, but
yeah, we'll talk about that.
Well, maybe I'll let you lead the questions with that. So
no, but so okay, let's finish up with the diet. So I hear the potatoes. Is that what you're considering a vegetable? Because I don't really hear any other is that your vegetable that you're consuming, or do you eat others?
Yeah. So I was eating more. I was adding broccoli and mushrooms and peas and carrots to my bean mixture before.
Oh, okay.
But that was lowering the plant-based protein that I was getting in.
Oh.
So I'm playing with it. I'm playing with it right now. So I was having, in my bean mixture, what I was doing earlier in my sugar diet days, I had broccoli, peas and carrots, and mushrooms in there.
Okay.
Now I'm just having the beans.
Okay.
Because I can only eat so much volume in a day. It's actually it literally is. It literally I struggle if I want to get more vegetables in. I feel like I have to overeat.
Right. Okay.
At this point, I have to overeat. I have to overstuff myself. I'm not on a weight. I'm not trying to physically gain weight. I've done a body recomp, and I'm kind of happy where I'm at. I'm just and it's just if I add more vegetables, I'm diluting the calories at this point. I'm diluting the protein, the vegetable protein that I'm getting in at this point. It's so when I do the chronometer and I load in, beans are very nutritious.
Yeah.
Potatoes are very nutritious.
Right.
Whole fruits are very nutritious.
Right.
And I still take a multivitamin a day. So
okay.
it's I'm not missing out on anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything is fully covered.
Right.
So at this point, if I was going to add like vegetables, I'm just I'm gonna be I'm gonna be calorie restricting
True.
because they're so so much volume in like broccoli.
Yeah.
You could like let's say I was going to add 100 grams of broccoli to my bean mixture. Well, in order to do that without feeling overly full, I'm going to have to take out because we're talking about volume here. If I take out 100 grams of beans and replace it with 100 grams of broccoli, I'm
Oh
going to get
yeah.
less nutrients.
Definitely.
I'm going to get less nutrients. Broccoli is very nutritious,
We're gonna eat a lot.
but 100 grams of broccoli compared to 100 grams of beans, it
Doesn't
doesn't compare.
compare. Mhm. Mhm.
If I was looking to lose weight, that would be a great. Yeah, throw in 100 grams of broccoli,
Right.
take out 100 grams of beans.
Mm-mm.
Sure, that'd be awesome.
Right.
That's not
Where
where
you're
I'm
at.
at now.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that would be a great strategy for someone looking to lose weight.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah. I don't have. It's funny to say I don't have room for vegetables at this point. Like I don't. The only thing I could maybe do if I wanted to add a few more vegetables would be to in my because I do a berry smoothie each day.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
for me, it's just I buy the Costco berry mix, frozen berries. I thaw it out, I blend it up, and I throw in a little pineapple juice. Um, maybe if I did the
Spinach or
latchkey Gen
something.
Xer,
Yeah.
latchkey did the latchkey trick and blended in some broccoli into my vegetables. Maybe I could sneak them in without noticing or being overly
Right.
full. But I'm full. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Right. I mean, you have a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like you're
yeah.
satisfied.
Yeah. I'm just I like the volume is already there. Like I don't need to where vegetables are such a great place to add volume to your meals to reduce appetite is like I don't need it. I'm
Exactly.
good. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, guys, I'm gonna jump in on the comments before we move on to the next topic. But hey, Claudia, hey, Nancy, thank you for being here. Nancy's question to you is, do you get headaches or feel any different not eating animal products during the week, including dairy? As that's what I'm doing and wanted to know.
Headaches from not having animal products. No, no,
Okay, okay,
no.
okay.
Is there a way I could see the comment? I don't see any
Oh,
comments
you
on
can't
this.
see it? Really?
No. Well, I see them. They pop up in the corner here, but I haven't been watching that
Can you
I
scroll
just
down in
didn't
that
want to
area?
distract me. But I don't see it like a list of
Oh,
comments.
you don't. Okay,
No.
at the bottom, like you only see one comment at a time, or is there like can you scroll up at all? Like, is there a way for you to scroll up to see the comments?
Let me see here. Oh, there was an option to hit live chat this whole time.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I
good. You should be able to
sorry.
see
This is the
all of them,
first
hopefully.
I've done a couple lives where I like on my channel or
Yeah, you
like
did.
but like I've never done like a this where I've been a guest on
Yeah.
someone's live.
Are you able to see
So
them, or like can
well,
you see the scroll up and see the tab?
apparently gonna have to keep hitting this each time I want it to come up and
Oh,
show me.
um, oh, Nancy loves cookies says hi. Sanella says hello to us. Happy Sky says, I'm doing the sugar diet, but I'm craving starch so bad. How do you fight this craving? Well, he's having starch. But
So
maybe, I guess, during your sugar fast, did you have starch cravings?
repeat the question again.
See, she's saying, I'm doing the sugar diet, but I'm craving starch so bad. How do you fight this craving? So, sugar
Well,
diet is different from
starts.
sugar fast. Because I think a sugar diet, you can
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
starch,
yeah.
right?
Sugar diet is starch.
Yeah.
100%, 100%. I that's I think a lot of people started losing the getting so with Cole when he was doing like cut out the starch,
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like no that was I was doing starch the whole time.
Okay.
I loved starch. Not the sugar fast. Okay, my sugar fast is separate from my sugar diet.
Right. Right.
Sugar, I think starch is integral for sustainability.
Hmm.
Starch became yeah. Um, my starch was beans to begin with, and it
Okay.
still is. But beans have now become my protein, and potatoes have become my starch. I love potatoes,
Okay.
absolutely love them. I mean, you saw yeah. I mean, we were following each other already
Yeah.
back when
Yeah.
I did my potato and ketchup experiment, right?
Right. Right.
Like I did a week long potatoes and ketchup, and it was
Hmm.
hugely like, yeah, no, starch is a sugar diet for sure.
Okay. So, but when you were sugar fasting, did you notice any cravings like that?
It's See, we're going back almost a year now. Like you think about it, like I
Oh,
went
yeah, it
February to
is
well, I
January.
went
Well,
beginning of February to beginning of March. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Like we're 7.5 months post sugar fast here, right?
right,
So
right. But you said you
um
didn't have any cravings. Like you were like good.
well, yeah, but there was mindset involved with that.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you can't like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So it was I was always comparing it to a water fast, right? Like you got
Okay.
to keep that in mind. Like what kind of cravings are you going to have on a water fast compared to what kind of cravings are you going to have on a sugar fast? That's
Okay.
going to be two
Right.
different animals there.
Yeah.
When like when we had family visiting, like my wife's brother came over to visit, and when during in the middle of my sugar fast, and they were eating food. Like I'm not
Hmm.
gonna say like, oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah. Right.
I'm fine with sugar water and V8. Yeah, like of course, food looks good, but for me, and like I said, when I was on the road, I didn't bring it into the truck. It wasn't in the
Mm,
truck. It wasn't tempting me, so I had an advantage there, just as opposed to somebody who's going to be around their family and
yeah.
like right there's going to be temptations.
Exactly.
All I can say is that it was a heck of a lot easier than water fasting.
Right. Right.
It was
No,
easier than water
absolutely.
fasting.
Absolutely.
Where there, if I saw, if I was like 20 days into a sugar fast and someone and I smelled pizza, would that have not? Oh no, pizza doesn't smell. Of course, it's gonna smell delicious. But I had a mindset. I'm like, okay, I've gone this long. I've got this. I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna keep going. So
Right.
there's mindset, there's creating the environment that you're going to be in, and then there's
Hmm.
temptation and everything. So yeah,
But in regards to that, you still were getting nutrients. So it's not like I don't feel
yeah.
like you had feel like because you know when you're sugar fasting or sugar. I mean, when you're water fasting, like I didn't really like water fasting because it made me feel hungrier than when I dry fasted. Um, After a while, you're not hungry. I don't think after like a few days you're really hungry, but your energy is just like ugh. You know what I mean? But I feel like
Well,
with the what?
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, nutrients. I mean,
Yeah.
but like I said, I was also thinking the vitamins and minerals, right? So
Right.
there was the carbohydrates, the vitamins and minerals. I mean, even you look at that, the fasting community always likes to talk about that guy who did over a year of fasting, right?
Oh yeah,
Back
but
in
he
the
was doing
60s or 70s or whatever.
tons of supplements, and he was under doctor care. Like he was being
Exactly. He
prescribed.
was under
They don't
doctor's
talk about that.
supervision. They were giving him vitamins and minerals the whole time.
Hmm.
He wasn't
Hmm.
just on water. So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
So I agree. But in regards to the starch craving, I mean, the thing is, I think if he did it for a whole month, but like he said, his mindset was wrapped around, hey, this is only a month long, and he wasn't even planning on doing it for a month. It literally was just comparing it to a water
No,
fast. It was so easy that
I
he
was
just kept on
playing.
going.
I was
Yeah,
playing with it. It was a 5 day experiment
yeah,
that I felt I could keep going. It was
right,
5 day turned into 7 day, which turned into 2 weeks, which I turned into a month. It
right.
just yeah, it wasn't yeah. it and it was all just based on comparing it to water fasting because that's the
Mm-hmm.
only fasting that I had ever really tried before. So
Okay. Nancy says, "Happy Sky, you can eat starch on sugar diet. It's like tier 2 of skeleton diet, but just fruit and veggies, and sugar is a sugar fast." Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Nikki says, "Hello, just tuning in. Sort the kids out." Um. So yeah. Okay. Uh. It's morning time here. It's like 10:20, so it's the weekend. Um, I can see the kids getting Mama Bear stare. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that. Margie's here. Hey, Margie. Let's see.
Hey, Margie.
Nikki. Nikki says hi to Naya. Happy Sky says 6'1" with 200 pounds is normal, isn't it? I don't know. I think
Six
yeah,
one, 200 pounds.
yeah. Like she's saying, is that a normal weight?
If you went on like body mass index
Hmm.
scales, I think you're jumping into the overweight at that point.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I'm okay. So I'm 6'1". I'm currently around 180 pounds
Mhm.
because I've been putting on lean mass. But I mean, what was Arnie? Arnie's not even
Nathaniel,
six
let
one.
Sky out, please. Thank you.
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger claimed to be around 6'1", and in his heyday, Mr. Olympia, what was he
Let's
around maybe
go.
230, 240?
Yeah,
I
but he
mean,
was really muscle built. Wasn't he a
well,
muscle
that's just the
builder or
thing
something?
is like 240, 230, 240 pounds. He would have been considered obese.
Right,
Obviously, the muscle, obviously the muscle is different than body fat,
right.
but like you look at the body mass index at my height, normal body weight dips all the way down to the high 150s up to 180s. Like that's normal.
Okay.
150s to 180, 190. Like I don't know. Like Jesus. Let me just do a Google search
Okay.
here.
Nathaniel, can you get Sky,
Body
please? I think
mass.
she wants to go outside.
Calculate your BMI. Okay,
Get
let's
Sky
go
out.
here. Calculate your BMI. Okay, I'm gonna put in here 6 foot
Mhm.
1 inch. I'm gonna put what my current weight is, 180 pounds.
Mhm.
Calculate.
She's scared. She
Your
was stuck in that bag.
BMI. Your BMI is 23.7. Underweight is 18.5. Healthy 24.9.
Oh.
Overweight, obesity is 30 or above.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, I'm yeah, okay. So hold on. Overweight was what?
30 or
Okay,
what?
let
No,
me
that was
just
obese.
okay, let me just put in 200 pounds. At 200 pounds, your BMI is 26.4. Healthy is 18.5 to 24.9.
Oh,
So at
okay.
200 pounds, you're overweight.
Yep.
Obesity is 30.
30. Okay.
So you're 3.6 away from being obese at 200 pounds. So yeah,
That's a little.
no,
Yeah, that's cutting it close.
yeah.
So yeah, then that I guess to answer your question, Sky is not considered I guess a good weight for
Oh,
someone
geez,
at
I,
that.
I didn't even look. Did I? Was that?
It's not normal, I guess.
Well, it didn't even ask if I was male or female at that point. That's not a
Oh.
very good calculator. But
But
anyways,
in general,
yeah.
I mean, still, if you
I
go based on
if you
height and
if
weight.
you if you aren't heavily muscled, if you aren't if I wasn't like I'm not heavily muscled. I don't lift heavy. I don't do like I don't lift to be a gym bro. I never that has never been my goal. Like going back to we talked a lot like earlier.
Right.
It's like from childhood, I never wanted to be the Arnold Schwarzenegger or
Right.
Sylvester Stallone. I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to feel comfortable in my own skin. I wanted to be
Right.
like the other thin children. I didn't. So and that is going to be different than somebody who's wants to be Mr. Olympia. Like I that's
Right.
if that's your goal, then you're going to be bigger, you're going to be stronger, you're going to, all that kind of stuff. That's not my goal.
Mhm.
So my goal is to be fit. My goal is
Right.
to feel good in my own skin. My goal
Mhm.
is to be healthy, be have functional fitness as I age, to be able to do all the things that I do now into my later years
Right.
and be happy. So yeah, and that's kind of what I do on my channel. I'm not I understand like where like I'm not trying to get like a big following because I'm this fitness influencer. That's not me.
Mhm.
That's never gonna be me. If there's plenty of those guys out there,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah. But
That's
you're
not
just
me. So
telling your journey, and
yeah,
that's really what I have people on for, to tell their journey, because everybody's journey is different. So what works for you is being plant based during the week, and really just kind of sticking to that. But some
yeah.
people may have more starch. I mean, you're having more starch, I guess, with the beans. I really didn't realize that starch was in beans, but I guess so. But it's been working for you, so I like how you're approaching it as, hey, I'm not telling everybody to do this, but I'm just putting out there what works for me. People can
I
try
don't
it.
tell
They can.
anybody to do anything. I don't want to be responsible for any of that. Those people out there that are telling you this is the way it is and this is the way it's
Right,
got to be and this is the best
right,
the best way to do it. Yeah, that, whatever.
right,
There is no one day. What there is no one size fits all.
right.
I don't want to. I don't want to be a coach. I don't want to be an influencer. I just want to share my journey, and I just
Mhm,
if you glean if anybody watches me and they glean some inspiration from what I do and they want to try their own thing and they want to
mhm,
maybe try applying something of what I'm doing to their life, that's great. But I am not telling anybody that what I'm doing is what's going to be the blanket. This is what's going to work for everybody. I think the moment
mhm.
anybody says that, they lose all credibility in my
Yeah,
eyes. It's just like
yeah.
because no, there is not one size fits all. So yeah,
Mhm.
no, I'm not by any means trying to be that. So can you give me one
Oh,
sec,
sure.
Eve? I've got to just step away for a moment.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. Thank you. This is such a great interview, guys. I'm super excited that he agreed to come on the channel. Make sure you guys put all your comments and questions in the chat so that we can get to them, because next we're going to discuss his recomposition journey, because he lost the weight, but then he had another goal for his birthday to look a certain way, and so he took on another part of his journey. That's why I say, like, the journey is never over, because there's always going to be something. The journey isn't over until you're no longer here on the planet. But while you're here on the planet, your life is a journey, and it's going to change, and different things are going to happen or come up, or you're going to have different goals along the way. So, he's a prime example of that, because, yeah, initially when he started the year, he just wanted to lose the weight for the trip. But as he got through later on in the year, he's like, you know what? My birthday coming, I want to go ahead and bulk up a bit, and do a little recomposition. There's nothing wrong with that. Having multiple goals is what keeps you going, and what keeps you fit, and it keeps you focused and motivated on yourself and where you want to be, physically, mentally, spiritually, and overall health. So I think it's really good that he's telling us, his journey for the year, because it also shows you can do so much in less than a year. You don't have to, this new year, new me thing, but are you going to make those changes? He made so many changes within just, not even, like he said, that was just 7 months ago. And now he's here already, building muscle and doing something else. So, he's really a great example as to what you can accomplish in less than a year. So let's see. I'm gonna go back to the comments. Laurel, good morning. She said this is a great interview. Thank you. So Nella says, "OMG, what a sweetie! I love cats." Yes, my cats. They are trying to be in the video. Nikki says the whole family is getting in on this interview. The cats rocked up now. Yeah, everybody wants to be involved. Happy Sky says I'm eating bananas and juice, but my weight isn't falling off quickly. Well, I guess you have to tell us what quickly is for you because everybody's idea of quick weight loss is different. So, you have to elaborate a little bit more on that because if you're expecting to drink juice and eat bananas and drop 10 pounds in a day or two, that may not be ideal. But if you're not dropping any weight and it's been a month, then I can understand. But we would just need a little more detail on that.
Bananas and juice. That's
That sounds like a sugar fast. Well, I don't know, cause on sugar fast, did I eat bananas? I don't think I really had. I don't think I mean, you can. I think.
that's
'Cause-
total sugar fast. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, so my sugar fast just wasn't solid food. Like my sugar fast was liquid, right? Like it
Right.
was sugar water, cinnamon, and V8, right?
Right.
Like that was my sugar fast. But a sugar fast could be a fruit fast. I mean,
Mhm.
a sugar
Mhm.
fast could be anything that's just high, like basically carbohydrates with a sugar fast is going to be anything that's like ultra low protein, ultra low fat.
Mhm.
So juice and bananas is a sugar fast, that's for
Yeah.
sure. And I just really, even coming from somebody who has been spent the majority of his adult life being very skeptical of carbohydrates, I that bananas and juice, that's got to work. That's got to. I can't see unless I couldn't imagine the amount of bananas and juice you'd have to have each day for that not to cause weight
Work.
loss.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like
And
like it.
also, how long are you doing it? Are you just doing it for a day? Like, are
Well,
you
that's
doing it
just the
for a
thing.
week? Like,
It's
it
it's
also
it's the
depends on.
consistency, right? If I
Yeah.
if I did if I did if I did cinnamon sugar water and V8 for 2 days, how effective is
Right.
that going to be compared to 30 days, right?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, and I don't
Exactly.
want I but I also don't want to be dismissive of someone's experience, right?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
if that's not working, I don't know why. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but if that's your experience, it is what it is. But
Mhm.
I don't understand why that wouldn't work. I
Yeah.
really don't. But if I hate to be the person to be like, oh, come on, bananas and juice, you should be losing weight. What the hell's wrong with you? No, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm like, if that's your experience, I don't understand why it's not working.
Right.
That's yeah.
Well, I honestly, to me personally, I feel like certain fruits don't work for people. To be honest, I
Yeah,
mean, so maybe try apples instead of bananas or something. Like, I feel like we all have different types of acceptance for different types of foods. So, somebody who can eat 10 bananas in a day and drop 10 pounds, it may be the opposite. You may gain weight eating the bananas. Like, I feel like you have to just see what fruits work for your body and eat those because some
I
people can eat
don't
pineapples and
I don't
gain weight and some can lose. I mean, it
yeah.
just depends.
See, I don't eat bananas.
Mm,
I just don't. Um, and I love pineapple.
mm,
I love. I love taking the. So what I like doing for me when I buy my frozen berries and I thaw them out and I blend them up and I use the pineapple juice I buy the Costco cans of pineapple, the
mm.
pineapple tidbits or whatever. I drain the juice out. I actually pour the juice into my berries to blend up.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I take the pineapple and I put that in a container, and then I add grapes to it. And I eat my pineapple and grapes together, and I have
Mm,
my berries with my pineapple juice, and then I have an apple.
mm.
So yeah, but I don't even eat bananas. It's like
Yeah.
um, I mean, occasionally, like sometimes Mrs. Truckin buys some bananas. Funny thing is she prefers bananas on the less ripe side.
Oh, okay, okay.
So once they get to a certain point, if she hasn't eaten them, if I don't eat them, they'll go back. They'll just go to the
Right.
garbage. So yeah, sometimes she'll buy bananas and they'll get past the threshold that she doesn't like, whatever, and then I'll eat them. And I enjoy them. It's not like I don't like bananas. It's just not. It's not my favorite. So
Right. Yeah, that's why it's just, like I had I said, it's not like it's a bad, it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad to eat bananas or drink juice. That's definitely the sugar diet. But I know that, and I think bananas are considered a starch, but not all starch agrees with people either. Like some people can't eat rice. Like they eat rice and they get bloated. I mean, it could be bloat. It's not necessarily that you're not losing weight, but you may be bloated from some either a juice or a fruit that you're eating. So you really just gotta do a trial and
rice,
error.
right? Rice bloats me more too.
Mm.
I experimented with that. It was like rice versus potatoes. For me, potatoes work better. I don't know if that's because my northern whiteness, like I, right? So
Right.
I, potatoes work better for me. I don't have Irish. So my heritage, my mom's side is Ukrainian, my dad's side is English, which is
Okay.
closer to Ireland, right? So and the
Mhm.
Irish with the potatoes and stuff.
Right,
So I
right.
don't know. Um, for me, I tried, and I love rice. So on the weekends, many times on the weekends, I'll have a meal that has rice, but it won't be
Mm.
my staple during the week. During the week, I have potatoes every day. Love potatoes. Potatoes work better for me than rice. I tried the
Mhm.
two, and for me, potatoes are better. You gotta figure out, and
Mhm.
it's yeah. So for me, my starch of choice is potatoes, and but I know a lot of people rice works better.
Right,
So
right. Just you have
yeah,
to test
you got to
it.
play. You
Yep.
got to try it out.
Um, and so that's what the next question was: are you eating rice and bread again? So rice, it seems like you do on weekends. How about bread? Is that something you have at
Yep,
all in your
bread.
diet?
I eat bread, but only on the weekends. I don't I don't
Oh.
I don't do it during the week. Don't do it during the week. And I love sourdough. We have a little place nearby us that has they make their own sourdough, zero fat.
Oh. Oh.
It's delicious. And if I'm not eating that, then I'll have rye.
Oh. Okay.
Just
Okay.
just store bought rye bread, which may have 1 gram of fat for 2 slices, so half a gram of fat per slice. And I love, yeah, rye rye bread or sourdough. That's what I'll have. And but if I have bread, it's only on the
Okay.
weekends, which is better than like 30 years of avoiding bread, which is what I've
Right.
done previously.
Right.
Yeah.
Sonella says, I believe beans miss some amino acids. But he's getting so many different varieties, it sounds like. It's not just one type.
Go in a chronometer, plug in any bean. I do a bean medley, so I do multiple beans. But
Mm,
pick a bean: black bean, kidney bean, white kidney bean, chickpea. Pick any bean you want and
mhm.
put in 650 grams of that bean, and show me on chronometer where that's missing any essential amino acid.
Okay. And then Sky says this the sweet truck can exercise during his sugar diet. So it sounds like during the sugar fast and diet he's been exercising. So he's been getting his
Yeah,
steps in for initially just biking and then started doing more steps.
yeah. So the initial sugar fast and the initial sugar diet phase was only on my weekends because I just being on the road, I didn't have an option for working out. But I was still able, between like getting home off the road and working out before going on the road again. I was able to get 4 days a week in of cardio, and I was
Mm,
doing 4 days of cardio of yeah. So 4 days of cardio
okay.
per week. Yep.
Okay. And then
I
we'll
don't
get
want to
into
make
your
it sound
current
like
routine now.
I was sitting on my ass doing nothing and just eating sugar, and that's the magic and everything. Because there was 4 days a week of cardio that I was doing. Yep,
Okay.
with the sugar diet.
Okay. And then Nancy says, sugar fast and sugar diet is different. Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely
Yeah.
different. That's why he's sharing his different experiences with both. Ruth says, considering we all have consumed the uh, sad standard American diet and now wanting to lose some weight, what is the sweet spot for carb count in grams to lose weight if keeping low fat and moderate protein?
Uh, See, here's the thing that it's like when people ask me for advice, it's like I'm not I'm not a fitness person, or like
Right.
I try. I can. Okay, so who asked this question?
Ruth Karanta. Sorry if I messed his name
Okay,
up.
it's
But
okay.
I mean, he's not. He can speak for himself. He can't speak overall
That's
for
yeah,
anyone else.
yeah, yeah. See, that's fair. Okay, so let's pretend let's pretend that I just went off the rails, and I'm now 215 pounds again, and I didn't, and I just and I have another vacation coming up that I have to get
Hmm.
in shape for. What am I going to do now
Hmm.
to, okay, so how much time do I have? Like, let's say I have 6 months, because we do all sorts of crazy things when we don't have much time. I've got 6 months leading up to this vacation that I got to go on, and I am 45 pounds heavier than I want to be. So what I'm going to do is not a sugar fast.
Mm.
What I'm going to do is a sugar diet.
Okay.
My version of a sugar diet, which is high carb, low fat, moderate protein, and all the cardio that I can get in.
Okay.
So for me as a truck driver, what that's going to look like is during the week, I'm just going to avoid the fats. I'm going to have I'm going to have I'm going to do fruit. I'm going to do potatoes, and I'm going to do beans. And on the weekends, I'm going to continue that. I'm not going to have a free living lifestyle, which I do on a sustainable diet. I'm
Hmm.
going to stick through this as many days on a consistent level as possible before having a feast day,
Okay.
because the more feast days you have, the less effective your diet is going to be. So
Hmm.
I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do 2 weeks at a time before I have an indulgent day. I'm going to plan
Hmm.
out that indulgent day once every 2 weeks,
Okay.
so that it'll save my sanity from just diet doldrums,
Hmm.
but also not get me off the rails, because 100% a one blowout day on the weekend can nullify your entire week's worth of
Absolutely.
results. Like you can be, and that's the frustrating part of it, is that when you're trying to lose weight, like I'm coming from it now at completely different perspective, right? Like my sustainability lifestyle is completely different than a trying to lose lifestyle.
Hmm.
Like you go on a like you're working hard all week long trying to lose weight, and you have one day where you just like, I don't like, it's like not just the one meal, but you're like, oh, today I'm not just going to worry about it. That one day will blow up all your positive gains
Hmm.
from the entire week.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
so for me, it's like I try to string at least 2 weeks of positive results together before, like, if you're gonna have like a celebration, whatever. Like if you got a birthday, or an anniversary or something coming up that you see 2 weeks out, like go hard 2 weeks in,
Right.
so that you can enjoy that.
Right.
without negating a whole week. What, like a full week, like one day will negate a whole week. One
Mm-hmm.
meal won't. One meal won't. But how many people just do one meal?
Right.
Like I'm pretty good with one meal, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people aren't. A lot of people
Right.
aren't. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'll just have one meal this weekend," but that meal
Then it
may
turns into a
last 4 or
day.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Right? That meal that you were gonna have at 6 o'clock starts at 4 and ends at 9.
Right.
So like like one meal on a week is not going to kill your results as long as it's a meal. But when it's an evening, that evening can
Mm-hmm.
kill an entire week. So that's my
Mm-hmm.
advice on that. I'll stick with that advice. I don't give a lot of like, this is what you should do, but you should limit your celebrations. If you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna if you're gonna have a big if you're gonna have a day long blowout celebration, lean into it for 2 weeks, and don't let that celebration put you off. Like, don't let that celebration continue beyond the celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Oh,
my
I'm glad
advice
you're
on
saying that because the holidays are coming up and there's a lot of people celebrating. So that's
that. Yeah.
good advice that he's
Yeah.
telling. Don't make it a whole day or a whole weekend. Just how about a meal?
A
I mean,
meal's a meal,
especially
and a meal
if you're
doesn't
on
have to
that
be
journey.
6 hours long.
I love that. Yes, I love that. So Chris says, "Hey, you two looking awesome." Thank you. Nikki says you're late, Chris, and he said he just got home. Hey, Nikki. Hey, handsome. Okay, yes, I drink black coffee, and yep, it works. Nancy says so. Yes, black coffee does work for getting in that bathroom. I know that for a fact too.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Brown Sugar says, "Hi, everyone. Great information, Sweet Truckin', and hello, Eve. Hey, yes, I had to get him on here." Brian Walker says, "Sweet Truckin' is such a cool person. His discipline encourages me. Keep up the push-ups." Oh yeah, we're gonna get into
Oh,
that
thanks,
too.
brother.
He says, "Don't forget to like." Yes, everybody, don't forget to like the video. Claudia says, "Always enjoy hearing Canadians say about and out. Love the accent." Oh, that's right. Yes, he does have an
Oot,
accent.
oot, oot, you boot. I'm gonna
Nancy
be
says,
out in my boat.
right.
Out,
Nancy says,
out.
"Thanks, Sweet Truckin' coming from keto. Laugh out loud. So really enjoying plant based for sure." Oh, so you're coming from keto too. See, and it's crazy because in keto, there's no plant based at all. That's literally, I think it's really just primarily meat and some berries, maybe, or maybe some vegetables, but
Keto?
really not. Right? Isn't it?
Well, yeah. Keto. Yeah. I don't even think most people do keto properly. They throw the title on it, and
Mm,
keto is low carb, basically. I
yeah.
mean, it's kind of it envelops the whole thing, and yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do keto, you have got, like, the only time that I have ever done keto 100% was when I fasted for 7 days straight,
Mm,
and I had those little keto pea sticks.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's the only time that I was keto, and then
mm,
I peed on that thing, and it was dark,
mm.
but I
See, that's
felt
the
like
thing. I
shit.
think people don't realize the keto is ketogenic. It was really supposed to be for medical benefits. It wasn't necessarily supposed to be a diet to lose weight. I believe maybe it was for people who suffered from epilepsy or some type of deficiency, like some type of diagnosis. If you had a certain type of diagnosis,
Well, there's
keto
there,
was
there's
suggested, right?
there,
It
there
wasn't for
there's
weight loss. I know that. It wasn't for
there's
weight loss.
clinical applications of keto, right?
Right.
But there's a reason why the human body goes into ketosis. The human body goes into ketosis to survive,
Mm.
because if
Okay.
you starve yourself, your body is going to do something, because your body doesn't want to die.
Right. Right. Right.
So, is doing something that your body will do to prevent from dying at the last resort the healthiest way to go about living your life?
Right.
Not that there aren't not that there aren't things like you said.
Right.
The original ketogenic diet was found was they found that it actually helped epileptics,
Right.
right? But okay, so there is a scientific basis behind how this diet can help a very small portion of the
Exactly.
population.
Exactly.
Should we then prescribe it to
Right.
the wide majority of the population when we know that it is our body's defense against starvation dying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm. And it really was, like I said, it wasn't for weight loss. Just like fasting is also for medical benefits. It was for people who may have certain things going on that they were trying to resolve without taking extreme drastic medications.
dietary wise, fasting, yes,
Right.
but I mean, there's always there's for thousands of years there's been a religious aspect to
And
to
religious,
fasting.
yes.
Like
Right.
I'm sure Jesus wasn't wandering in the desert for 40 days, thinking about getting into ketosis and losing a little bit of
Exactly.
body so he could, so he could get a six pack before being up on the cross, right?
Right. Exactly. No, but seriously, like it was never really for weight
It's
loss.
there's certain religious aspects that people do, and but I don't equate that to health and
Exactly.
vitality. Completely
Exactly.
separate. I know people have tried to tie in that and say, well, hey, people have religiously fasted for years, so it
Well,
can't be
yeah.
bad. Let's do it for health. I
Yeah.
don't tie those in together. If you're gonna
Yeah.
fast for spiritual reasons,
Right.
fast for a spiritual reason.
Right.
That's
Right.
so
Right.
yeah.
Because in reality, you want to do something that's sustainable, and it's not going to be. You're not going to want to fast for the remainder of your life just to keep the weight off. I mean, if you do, wow. But who's going to want to be 70, 80, 90 sitting here trying to do a 5-day water fast, a 4-day dry fast? Nobody wants to do that. They going to want to eat. They're going to want to have a normal lifestyle. They're going to, not want to feel bad because they literally had a potato when they were supposed to be on keto. Like
but
it
but
has to be sustainable.
and that's what I've done for years. That's what I
Mhm.
did for the majority of my adult life. Was I would
Mhm.
fast to lose weight, low carb, zero carb, and incorporated with fasting to lose weight. But the weight always came up, and it led to yo-yo. Led to yo-yo.
Mhm.
This is the first Eve. This is the first year in my entire adult like this is important. I have never in my adult life lost weight for a vacation, for an event, which is what I've always done, whether it
Mhm.
be for a first wedding
Mhm.
or for a holiday,
Mhm.
for whatever it was. Never in my life had I lost weight and sustained it for more than 2 to 3 weeks past that event.
Wow. Wow, this is groundbreaking then for you.
This is
Yeah.
so from February 4th to March 6th, I did a 30-day sugar fast. Okay, so I lost a lot of weight quickly. I understand, and it may not be the best way to go about it. And I'm not suggesting in any way that anybody needs to do a sugar water fast. But beginning March 4th, I started my sugar diet
Mhm.
journey, which is high carb, low fat, moderate protein. Basically, what it is. So you can call it whatever you want: high carb, low fat, sugar diet. It's
All the
what it
same
is. What it
thing.
is. Okay, so we're going from my weight loss from March 4th. Okay, so March 4th, March, April, May.
Mhm.
Okay, that's 2 months out. That's 8 weeks out. I should have already regained my weight back.
Mm.
But where are we at? March, April, May, June, July,
Mm.
August, September, October. We'll soon be going into November.
Mhm. Mhm.
Does that
Yeah.
sound eight? Does 8 months sound a little bit longer than 3 or 4 weeks?
Absolutely.
First time in my life.
And you're
In
not
my life.
miserable. You're not miserable.
I'm not. Well,
I mean,
depending
with
on the
all that
day.
keto and fasting and all, I mean, you're miserable when you're doing that. I mean, you
Hey,
feel
Mrs.
horrible.
Truckn, am I miserable? We can ask. We can. Some days I'm still miserable,
Oh,
but not overweight. But not overweight.
but I mean, as far as your diet, you're not miserable. You're not like, oh my god,
Exactly.
like another day of
Exactly.
this water. Like,
And you know what? You know what? At this point, at this point, perfection is not. It's not. It's not something that has to be chased anymore,
hmm hmm
right? Like
hmm
I don't worry if so. In Canada here, our Thanksgiving was a while back or like a couple weeks
oh,
ago, a week or
okay.
2 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember now, because our Thanksgiving's October. You guys are the end of November,
November, yeah.
so yeah. But we celebrated our Thanksgiving, and we also celebrated with my dad's 78th birthday. So we did as a family. We wrapped all that up together, and I didn't worry about what I was going to eat.
Mm.
Right. So I know I had posted a video where back in early September we were having a family gathering, and I was not going to eat the same thing as my family. They all
Mm.
wanted to have Chinese food, and I didn't want to have high fat, high whatever Chinese food with everybody. So I just went and I bought the Cole Robinson Subway home with me, the lean sub. But that's because I had a specific goal. I was working on my
Right.
body recomp at the time, right?
Right. Right.
In general living, just general living, I've attained the weight loss that I
Yes.
was looking for. So when we had Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago and we were celebrating my dad's birthday, I wasn't restricting. I was enjoying life with everybody else because
Mm.
that was one day, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
one day, and the next day I was going back onto my healthy eating plan. Like this
Right.
is it's so different than what everything I've done. Like because I didn't understand previously. Like I didn't realize like I thought carbs were the enemy. I was
Mm.
sold a bill of goods in my early 20s that the whole reason why I was overweight, the whole reason why I was a child and was overweight compared to the other children was because of carbohydrates. And the whole
Right.
reason why I couldn't lose weight was carbohydrates. And the whole reason I couldn't lose weight and then keep it off was carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
And that's completely untrue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
And you don't have to be on a diet. It doesn't feel like a diet. It doesn't seem like it feels like a diet to you.
it's 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 not a diet. It's well,
Mm.
it's a diet as in diet in the true sense of the term diet. What I
Mm.
eat, my
Okay.
diet is.
Okay.
It's no longer my diet meaning weight loss,
Mm.
right? My weight loss is, my diet is. No, my diet is, my what I eat is. My
Yes.
my diet is a sustainable diet. My diet is something that is just what I have to live.
Yes. I like that. Let's see. So Nikki says, sort the kids and cats out, Eve. I know they were really acting up this morning. D said, just got here. Well, welcome, D. Nikki says, I bet he's going to the bathroom with all those kids. And well, that's
That
good.
is the point, because I spent years of not going to the bathroom daily. So yes, I am going to the bathroom with all those beans.
Sky says, I've been doing bananas and juice for about 2 weeks, not that long. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I can't really say because I don't know how much you've lost in those 2 weeks, and I don't know if you've been sticking with it consistently for 2 weeks or if you've had like, certain meals here and there. But try other fruits. I'm really right now focusing on fruits that are in season, like because I mean, I guess bananas are always in season, but I've been like having apples, pears. I had peaches that were actually really good. So I've been kind of focusing on that to see is there specific fruits that I notice, you know, help
I like
more.
berries.
Yeah, I love berries. I
I
always
love
have
berries.
them in the fridge.
Here's the thing: is berries are. I mean, you're getting the polyphenols, all those like with the dark berries and stuff. And that's one of the reasons I like the dark beans. I know someone commented on like I did a video a couple days ago, what I'm eating on the road, and someone had mentioned about having like the beluga, the black beluga lentils, and
Mm.
it's those the dark berries, the dark beans, the dark that have those polyphenols and which are like super healthy. And
Mm.
that's it's just one of the things that I think are really good. I haven't tried the black beluga lentils myself because I haven't found them. Like I'm lazy, so I buy the canned beans. I
Oh,
don't.
okay. Oh, that was gonna be my next question. If you're using cans, or if you're like cooking your own,
Yeah,
like from
I buy I
scratch.
buy I buy I buy the canned beans, and I buy the no salt added if I can find them, but I don't sweat it if they are because I open the can, I put it in the colander, and I strain. I rinse them
Oh, I
real
see.
good. So
Okay.
I wash off any of the outside stuff that I possibly can. But yeah, the very dark stuff, like that's why I love the mixed berries,
Okay.
um, the dark fruits, the grapes, right, or a
Mhm.
glass of wine, right. So
Mhm. Why not? I mean,
hey,
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Mrs.
the
Truckin loves wine.
weekends. Yeah, on the weekends, and you have a whole bar, so I know you gotta have some wine up in there. Um, let's see. I've been okay. Hey, lady, long time no see. Glad I caught you. Well, welcome, Nina. D says I love rye bread too. I haven't really. I don't think I've had rye bread. Sky
Really?
says no. I don't think I've had it. I've had
Oh, you gotta
sourdough.
try. You gotta try a good rye bread, Eve. It's
Really?
delicious.
Is that the
Yeah.
one with seeds in it? I don't know. See, that's why I don't.
No.
Oh,
Rye, no. Rye is not. You're maybe thinking of caraway seeds.
oh, okay,
Just
yeah.
rye bread is just a type of bread. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's made with rye, I guess rye wheat or rye whatever.
oh,
But yeah, no, it's um, yeah. You're maybe thinking caraway seeds.
yeah. Because I've seen some bread that has seeds, all these seeds all over it. I'm like, but okay, I'm gonna look for some rye bread and try it out. Sky says, I want to ask Sweet Truckin why he thinks protein is important because some fruitarians think there's enough protein in fruit. Well, he's not a fruitarian, and I think it has to do with his body composition. But we can get into that because we were
What,
going to
what
talk about that.
why I think protein's important?
Yeah, because you said you have about 70 grams a day with with the beans and everything.
Currently, what I'm having. Well, and there's no question, protein's important.
Hmm.
It, it, it just is. To the degree that you have to consume is going to be the question. But protein is
Mm.
no question. It's like saying it's like is are carbohydrates essential?
Mm.
Well, the low carb or the carnivore community would say consuming carbohydrates aren't essential because you're.
Wait, you went mute. You went mute. You went mute. You went mute. You're mute. You're mute. Is it me? Can you guys hear him or maybe just wait? Talk again.
So where did I cut
Okay, I
off
hear
there?
you. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I saw
okay.
there was someone was trying to phone. Stupid phone call. Where
Okay.
did I cut off there?
Um, she was asking about the protein, and you said everything is important. Like carbs is important for us, and so is protein.
Yeah.
Like they both are.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. So people can say that carbohydrates aren't important because your body will make carbohydrates if you don't give yourself any carbohydrates.
Mm.
And true enough. True enough. But my thoughts on that is that carbohydrates are so important. They're so important because if you have zero sugar in your blood, you will die. So
Mm.
carbohydrates are so important that if you don't give your body carbohydrates, your body will actually create carbohydrates out of other substrates in order for you to live.
Mm.
That's my viewpoint on that.
Wow.
Now, protein is essential because if you don't give your body certain amino acids, you cannot even make them. and eventually you will die.
Wow.
So, do you need a pound or do you need a gram of carbohydrate per pound of lean body mass? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I could be wrong, but I'm not a scientist. I'm giving myself roughly a gram of carbohydrate per kilogram of lean. What I'm saying is lean. I weigh more than 70 kilograms. But if I was to skeleton city myself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting at least that amount of protein a day.
Okay.
I don't think we need ultra mega protein, but we do need some protein. I won't. You can argue against it, but at what point, right? Like fruit, yes, fruit contains protein, and could you get all your protein from fruit? Perhaps.
That's a lot of fruit. That's a lot of fruit.
That's a lot of fruit. That's a lot of fruit. That's a lot of fruit. And that's what like I was talking about in my last video that I made on my channel was fruit. 2 to 4% of your calories from fruit come from protein.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat starch like potatoes, I'm not sure what rice is. I didn't figure out the rice percentage, but potatoes, about 6% of your calories from potatoes come from protein.
Mm.
So if you're going to get the adequate amount of amino acids, and if you're going to go by the low side, women 45, men 57 grams on average, and I consider that pretty low, but I think that's pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Like minimum numbers. I wouldn't want to go below that.
Mm-hmm.
Add up how much.
Do you
add up how many calories in fruit you would need to reach that, right?
That would be tons of fruit. I mean, I guess
I'm just saying, like I haven't even tried this. But let's say you're eating 3,000 calories from fruits.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not even fair. I don't even know how that's going to work. 3,000 calories from fruit. If 4% of your calories, or
4% of it is protein.
Yeah, so 3,000 calories from fruit. Oh shoot. 120, 3,000 calories. 10% of your calories. 10% of your calories is 300. 1% is 30. 120 calories of your food come from protein on a 3,000 calorie diet.
That's not a lot.
And 4 grams.
Yeah, the scientist, mathematician.
4 grams. 4 grams. Yeah, 4 grams. 4 calories per gram. That's 30 calories. So you're looking at 30 grams of protein on 3,000 calories from just fruit.
That's a lot of fruit. 3,000 to get, because see, the thing is,
3,000 calories. 3,000 calories to get 30 grams of protein. And this may be completely wrong. I don't know. I'm a truck driver. I'm not a mathematician or a scientist.
I mean, you're going to be eating tons and tons
30
of
grams of protein is low. I'm just going to say, what's that?
You're going to be eating tons of berries, bags of berries, just to get to the 3,000.
I can't. 3,000 calories is a lot of food. I don't eat 3,000 calories a day. I don't. So that's saying so 3,000 calories for 30 grams of protein on fruit, and I'm getting 70 calories or 70 grams of protein a day.
Right.
So I would have to eat over 6,000 calories of fruit a day to get 60 grams of protein. 60 grams of protein. Right?
Nah.
That's why I do the beans. That's why
Right.
I do the beans, right? Right? Okay. So and I'm not saying that for a short period of time eating fruit only can't be beneficial. I think it can be. I think a fruit only diet for a short amount of period of time, or for even for a month, maybe 2 months. I think someone can get away with that just fine.
Hmm.
But you can't live off that, not long term. You
Yeah.
can't live off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not live off 30 grams of fruit protein a day long term. It's just
Yeah.
not going to work. I'm going to waste away. I'm going to
Hmm.
waste away whether I want to be lifting weights or not. It's
Hmm.
not going to work,
Hmm.
right?
It's
But
not.
but I can get so that's the difference between so okay, like I said, 2 to 4% of your calories are protein calories in fruit. Potatoes, you get about 6% of your calories from protein in potatoes. So you can reduce those calories quite a bit if you're going to have a high protein or high potato diet. But
Right.
I'm not interested in eating 5,000 calories of potatoes a day either, right?
Mm. Exactly.
But beans have about 20% of their calories come from protein.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's that I could eat a big bean meal and I'm going to get a bunch of those, and I don't have to have all that protein during the day. I can
Right.
do the low protein during the day, have a big
Right.
bean meal at the end of the day, and still get all the protein I need, plant based, all 100% plant based, all during the day, like during that's why during the week, like I said, I on the weekends I'll incorporate animal foods. Like I said, I'm not vegan, but
Yeah.
it's just the way I choose to eat. This is the way I feel good. So I'm not
Hmm.
telling anybody else they gotta be vegan or plant based 100% during the week. Whatever. It what works for me.
Yeah. Exactly. But what works for you is also getting the protein in. So that's why I think she was saying, asking, like, is it important? And to him, it is important because of his goals. Like, his goal is to recomp his body. So
Well, it's more about aging gracefully at this point.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, I mean, I was trying the body recomp experiment, and
right.
I added lean. I definitely added lean
Yeah,
body
you
weight
did. Hmm.
over a couple of months. But my long term goal is not to be a fitness model.
Okay,
My long term goal is I'm 51 now. When I'm 71, be as active and as mobile as I am today.
okay,
And when
okay.
right, that's my
I mean,
goal.
that's the goal. So you get. I mean, the more mobile you are, the longer you can live. So
Yeah, yeah.
I like that goal. Bruce says, thanks for the insight and tips. Great live. Love you both. Oh, thank you. Love you too. Nancy says, I went away, did my best to stay on my plan, and ate a cheese pizza just one meal in 2 days. So I came home and didn't gain. So that was great. See, yeah, exactly. That one meal works a lot better than if you had went all out for both days.
A
Like,
meal, yeah. A celebration meal is
mhm.
doesn't have to be a celebration 6 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And it works because you had one meal in those 2 days and didn't gain anything. So good for you, Nancy. Nina says keto is low carb, high fat. Yes. And do you have any fat in your diet, Sweet Truckin? Do you? Because I know because you're monitoring, so you're obviously tracking your food.
Yep,
So you're getting 70 grams of protein, but what are your other grams are looking like, or other macros looking like?
yep. During the week, my macros are looking between 400 or 500 grams of carbohydrates,
Okay.
approximately 70 grams of protein, and usually under 10 grams of fat during the week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sticking with low fat. Still staying
Okay.
with low fat during the week. On the weekends, I incorporate more fats. So
Okay.
it kind of I don't track on the weekends. I
Okay.
guess I could. Maybe I could do an experiment where I'm like, okay, what does my weekend be? But the whole point of this has been to get to a sustainable lifestyle. And
Yes.
if I gotta sit there and worry about okay, how many grams of this or grams of that
Mhm.
when I'm on my
Mhm.
days off, when I should be like being able to just Like that
Enjoy.
that for me is what is a sustainable lifestyle. Like I
Yes.
plan my meals during the week. It's all planned out because I take with me on the road what I eat. So for me, meal prepping is what makes everything else sustainable, because
Mhm.
this is what I prep for the week. This is what I'm eating. That's what I'm sticking to. That's what I got.
Mhm.
And what that does is that enables me on the weekends to not have to worry about it. It just be
Mhm.
mindful. Just be mindful
Mhm.
on the weekends. I
Mhm.
mindfully eat. So yeah, I don't get up in the morning and start my day with a bowl of Doritos, right? Like just be reasonable. Be reasonable and
Right.
mindful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my weekends don't look a lot different than during my week, except
Okay.
it allows me to have the a social function
Okay.
without worrying about it. It allows me to have a couple beers when
Right.
my favorite football team is playing. It allows
Right.
me to socialize with my friends without, like, right. So
Mhm.
I'm on the sustainable lifestyle.
Right. Which we're
That's
gonna
what
get
I'm about.
into. Yeah.
If I was actively looking to lose weight, which will happen again, when we come up to January, because my 15-year anniversary is coming up in January,
Okay.
and me and Mrs. Truckn are going away for 10 days to the Mayan Riviera where we originally got married.
Wow,
So
congratulations.
I'm gonna so when I come up to that, I'll be looking at, okay, I want to, we're going on vacation, we're gonna be at the beach, at the pool, and we're all the stuff, right? I'm gonna want to be in the best shape that I can be in,
Right.
and being at a, like, okay, I'm already in pretty good shape,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's when I'll be looking to dial things in again, where on the
Oh,
weekends I'll be like, okay, well, for these weekends leading up to that, I'm not gonna have the indulgent stuff. I'm just
oh,
going to
okay.
stick with the week, what I'm doing during the week, prolonged, right? Because the more indulgent things you do, the less the less your strategy is effective, right? If you,
Mhm.
like we were talking about earlier, you can have a full week of a very good diet and exercise and everything being
Mhm.
on point, and you can have a blowout in 6 or 8 hours that negates the entire week.
Yep. Yep. No, that makes sense. But I do. Personally, I was going to question if you're already at your goal weight, what necessarily would you need to change before your anniversary? Like, are you trying to like get more like muscular, or like what really would you need to change if you're already kind of like good right now?
Well, it's kind of like getting preloading the so it's getting the everything equipped for the damage that you're gonna do.
Oh, that's smart. So you drop
Right.
excess pounds so that you can pick
You're
them back
going
up
to
when you leave.
an all inclusive indulgent vacation for 10 days.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You're gonna do some damage.
that makes sense. Oh, that's good. So you just gonna pretty much lose the weight you'll likely gain, so then you'll be right back on to regular.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart.
You just pre you're pre working off what you know is going to happen, so when you come out of the vacation, you're not so behind the eight ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. So you just go in on weight loss before then, so then you can enjoy yourself and then come back home and not feel so like, I just gained all
plus
this
those
weight. It won't
first
matter.
few days plus those first few days you're at the pool just looking so good.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that was a see. He giving us all the gems. That's a good idea to go ahead and pregame. That's a good pregame
Pre
right there. That's
yeah.
that's a good pregame right there. Okay, let's
It's
see.
like giving yourself the vaccine before you hit the
Right,
see you got the antibodies worked up.
right.
The weight
Oh,
loss
that's smart.
antibodies already preloaded.
That's smart. Nancy says no. I did keto for 3 years, 20 to 25 grams of total carbs. The only time I went off was for holidays, and I would gain so fast. Well, yeah, because you're in, you're cutting so much. out of your diet that when your body gets it, I think it probably holds on to it.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I lived that life for years. 100%. Yeah, you like, and that's the sad part about so people that do low carb, carnivore, all that stuff. I was 100% like that. I'd say I can't smell a donut without gaining
Mm.
10 pounds. I, I
Mhm.
was I was I was just like that. Where yeah, but you think it's the carbohydrates, and it's not the carbohydrates.
Right.
It's the carbs and fats mixed together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See? And Sonella says keto started a method for epileptic children. It was helping them, but they were also losing weight. So yeah, that makes sense. That's why they decided to start using it for that too. Nancy says with high carb, low fat, I don't gain, but weight loss is a bit slower, but loving it. Oh, look, yeah, you got your fur baby there.
That's my
Oh,
Phoebe girl. Hey, that's my Phoebe
hi.
girl.
Oh, so cute.
Hey,
Look
Phoebe
at that.
girl.
Hi,
Hey, my Phoebe
Phoebe.
girl. Who's
Oh,
this?
she's
Who's
a
this? Look.
cute. Say hi to the camera. Look, she camera ready. She's so
Yeah,
cute.
it's my pretty
Um,
girl.
okay, Nancy says it's easier to eat socially eating high carb, low fat than keto. Keto was hard going out. You felt so deprived. You know what? Now that's true. The high carb, low fat is easier because when you're out in like a social setting, say you're at a buffet or a potluck or something, it's easy to kind of pick certain things as opposed to if you were on the keto lifestyle. I do agree with that.
I I will say that the least amount of food noise I've ever had in my life has been high carb, low fat.
Hmm.
High
Agree.
carb, low fat. And you hear that in the low carb community over and over again about sugar addiction and sugar
Mm.
noise and all this stuff. Lean into the carbs because I don't have a fat addiction. Like
Right.
I don't crave fats when I'm doing high carb,
Mhm. Mhm.
and the protein I get from my beans, I don't crave ribeyes.
Yeah.
I'm so
I mean, yeah, the I feel like the food noise because even when I was doing all the fasting earlier this year, I was not having high fat foods. I was plant based like the first 4, 5 months of the year,
yeah,
and it was literally like you just didn't. I was good. Like even during the fasting, the hunger was not there. It wasn't like a constant thought. Food was not a constant thought to me. Like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm starving. I'm hungry. It just wasn't there. And even to this day, like even if I have something like a fry, like my kids give me a couple of fries or a spoonful of ice cream, it's not like I need a whole meal now. It's like it's not there. It's just gone
yeah.
because it's not restrictive. I feel like this is not a restrictive way of eating. Like you still can enjoy your life. Like you don't have to shut your life down just to lose weight.
Well, and also you if you have if you have a slip up,
Mm,
you don't have to. I don't have to wait 3 or 4 days to get into carb burning,
mm,
right?
mm, mm-hmm.
Right? Like there's no like I don't have to like oh my body's out of I threw my body out of ketosis. Well, here goes the next week to try and get back
Right.
into ketosis. And like yeah,
Right.
no carbs are burning all the time. I don't.
Right.
We're good.
Right.
Yeah. One more second here, Eve. I'll be
Oh,
back.
okay. Okay. This has been great, guys. I'm so glad that he came on. He got so many gems, so many different things that he's done. And I like what you about to say, Margie, that it sounds like he had a mindset shift that has led to long-term weight loss. It sounds like he was on a mission to find what worked for him. And I feel like that is super important when we're on this journey because what works for everybody else may not work for us. And that's why we have to keep on working at it, not giving up. That's why I keep on, like, anytime I talk to people, I'll be like, just keep going. Anybody in my comments that comment, I'd be like, let's just keep going. Because if you keep going, you'll eventually find something that works for you. You'll find that good fruit that works for you, that vegetable that works for you, that protein that works for your body. You'll eventually find it. So, like I said, when we're on this journey, you're eventually going to find what works for you. It may take time to get there, like you said, most of his adult life. most of his adult life was just yo-yo dieting until he found what worked for him. But you notice he never gave up. He kept going till he found something that worked, and then he just kept going with that. So Margie says, sounds like you have had a mindset shift that has led to long-term weight loss.
Yep. Um, well, yeah, the mind shift, the mind, the, definitely the mind shift was uh, going from not understanding anything about weight loss to thinking the only way I could lose weight was extreme restriction, extreme calorie restriction, and extreme restriction, to embracing carbohydrates, knowing that, yeah, yes, calories do matter, but the quality of the calories also matter a huge amount. So that's been my my mindset. Yes, if I wanted to, like, if I wanted to drop 6 pounds in a week like I did during my sugar fast, I could do that. I could do that. But I don't. I'm not interested in that now. Like, I don't need to do that now. So, uh, and that's another thing too. Is I know the whole, like, steady, slow weight loss versus fast weight loss is controversial in many
Right.
cases, and I think that depends on where you're at, what your goal is.
Mhm.
I don't think somebody who has a big amount of weight to lose should do what I did, a straight sugar fast for 30 days. I didn't have 100 pounds to lose. I had 30 pounds to lose, and I could lose, and I did that. But and I think that's was a reasonable amount. Like, you look at Latchkey, he dropped more than me in
Mhm.
his first 30 days of sugar
Yeah.
fasting, but he also had more weight to lose than me.
Right.
So
Right.
he couldn't sustain that, right? Like, I had 30 pounds to lose. I dropped 30 pounds in 30 days, and I'm good. But
Right.
I wasn't 280 pounds,
Right.
right?
Right.
I was 200 pounds to drop down to 170, and
Mhm.
280 down to 250 would have been, you can do that.
Right.
But where do you go from there? You can't
Exactly.
keep, right? So
Sugar
at that
fasting.
point,
Right.
a slower weight loss is probably a better prescription for someone, right? Like, for me, a fat, and that's just the thing, is it's so subjectional, because, like, I'm not. I've always been a results oriented person. I wanted fast. I wanted quick. Blah 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 blah. Right? And I got that. But okay, if I drop 30 pounds in a month, where do I go from there? Do I continue on this straight sugar fast?
Right.
Like, it probably is not the best method for somebody who's got more weight to lose.
Mhm.
And I understand the sugar fast or the sugar diet, like, it was all the rage, right? Back to the earlier this year.
Yeah. Right.
You know, maybe a version of a sugar diet, which I consider what I do. Like, if I'm doing fruit and potatoes and beans, like, it's
Yeah.
all carbohydrate. The majority is carbohydrate. I consider that a sugar diet, right? I
Yeah.
do. But is a straight sugar fast the best? Probably not. I Even though I did it, would I recommend it for the mass population? No, I because, well, I don't recommend anything for anybody, but at the same time, it's just like, it probably isn't the best for everybody,
Yeah.
depending on where you're at, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
The amount that I had to lose, it worked well.
Right.
It worked for me.
Right. And I agree with what you're saying because if you have over 100 pounds to lose and then you lose 30 pounds and then it's like, okay, what now? You're already gonna think you're gonna keep dropping weight like crazy, but you're not because your body has to get adjusted to that 30-pound weight loss for one. For two, who's really going to sugar fast with V8 and sugar water for what 6 months or something like that? To try to get the down 100 pounds, like
Come
it's not.
on, Eve. Sugar water and V8. I'm the V8 guy. No.
I mean, but literally, like, it makes sense to not put yourself in that situation. So in those cases, it would make sense to have slower weight loss, or maybe do every few months do something like that. But to try to do that, you'll quit if you do that for 60,
It's
90
it's
days.
not it's
You're like,
not
the heck with it.
sustainable.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not sustainable. It's not.
it's not
It's not.
happening.
And that's kind of been the whole um, overarching theme. I think what I've done with what I've been trying to do with my channel is sustainability. I think one of the
Yes.
like maybe like my very first video that I ever put on YouTube was 50-year-old truck driver lose 31 pounds in 30 days, sugar
Yeah.
fast, whatever, right? I
Yep. I
think the very
remember.
next video, if I can remember, I think the very next video I did was I was talking about, you know, sustainability, not so much,
Hmm.
getting like whatever. It's like what can be a sustainable lifestyle. And the entire time I've always talked about like I never said that you need to sugar fast. Like I
Hmm.
always talked about what my sustainable diet was, right?
Right.
Which was high carb, low fat.
Yes.
And honestly, I'll stick with it because it's what's been working. It's high carb, low fat.
Hmm.
Whether you want to do that with no animal protein involved, or whether you want to do that with, some lean meat, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to do what works for you.
So
I
why do
I
you do it like this? Like, do you instead of turkey breast or chicken breast or what? Like, you personally, what made you want to go that route as far as having more like plant based protein, lean protein, as opposed to not?
Ooh.
That is
So,
right.
well, no, it's just because I don't like making health claims.
Oh, okay, okay. But for you, what have you decided for
No,
yourself
no,
that?
but that's the thing is like I don't. Um, so like all of us, we glean information off the internet, and we take
Mm-mm.
in certain things, and we apply it to our own lives and stuff. And so for me, I follow some of the longevity expert people. So I take a bit from there. I take a bit like I take a bit from the mainstream science. I know how mainstream science is so horrible in the diet and health stuff,
Right.
right? Like, oh my God, Um, and so I look at, the so like someone like Dr. Walter Longo with his stuff, and he talks about lower protein, and I am, but so I just, for me, it's I balance out. I try to balance out what is um, between between all the noise between the high fat, low carb people and the zero fat, high carb people, and try and find the nuance in between.
Mm.
For me, I find that the balance the the balance that I find in between there is is moderate protein, which is what I'm doing. Finding that from plant-based sources for most of my diet, right?
Okay.
So like maybe 5 out of 7 days where I'm not having any animal protein, but not ex, not eliminating animal protein 100%,
Okay.
because I agree. I think as a human species, we became an omnivorous. I
Yeah.
think we are very good at finding what we can do to survive. I think we've adapted to surviving very well, and that doesn't mean that if you were like because we found ourselves in a situation where there was no vegetation and we had to eat only meat and fat, that was optimal. That was what we were able to do to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And coming out of a tropical region where primarily we were eating fruit and vegetarian to
Right.
get to a certain point, whether where we are now, that is still optimal today.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have again, I really shy away from making health claims
Right.
and blanket statements. I just think that we are omnivorous.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are many modalities that we can use to survive. And I think that we all need to figure out what is the optimal for what's going to work for us. And what I'm doing now is what I feel works for me, what makes me feel good.
Okay.
Majority plant, some animal, and lower fat in general. That's how I find that I feel good, better than I have in my I'm 51 now. I started my high carb, low fat diet at the age of 50 and 50 and a half. And previous 30, 40 years, I feel better than I have. So
Wow.
that's what
Well,
I'm
that's
going by.
awesome. Well done, Sweet Truckin. This is Nikki. She says, maintaining your weight loss. I'm a yo-yo dieter. Shut up, Chris. Not easy to maintain. No, he's cracked the code for himself. That's all I was saying. He cracked the code. Um, and I noticed that you did mention that you don't mix meat with beans because that's when you can get gas or when is that still what you're? Because I remember this was a video you mentioned. Because I was how people were saying, how do you eat so many beans? And you were saying you don't mix
Uh,
it with meat.
well, I don't, um, I've heard, no, I don't, yeah, I don't, well, my beans are my beans. Like there's just no animal protein in the
Mm,
meal. I have read that mixing protein with starches is an issue.
okay.
But I don't know. I really don't know about that because obviously beans are a starch and a protein
Yeah.
together. So um, yeah, I don't know. I just know that I my I think a lot of that just has to do with your your gut bugs, your
Okay.
microbiome. Yeah,
Okay.
and I think we can adjust that. I don't think we're stuck in. I think it can be worked on. Like I said, when I did my sugar fast with V8 juice, I think I cleaned out a lot of my gut stuff so that when the food that I reintroduced was like my body was just able to be like, okay, well, this is what we're doing now. So uh, years ago, I couldn't eat the amount of beans in one sitting that I do now. There's no way, zero chance. I would have had like a massive gut ache. Now I
Okay.
could eat a pound and a half of just beans and be like, let's go, no problem.
Hmm.
So it's obviously I've adjusted my gut biome to for what I'm doing now.
That's awesome. Claudia says, I'm so much happier now that I can eat carbs guilt free thanks to the sugar diet movement. Brick says, yay. Brian says, diet as in menu. Yes. The Brick Perspective says, rye, sourdough, and pumpernickel are my favorite. Fluffy, hey Fluffy, welcome in. Happy Saturday, beauty in chat. I am glad I caught you. Brick says, okay, we couldn't hear him, we can. Brian says, sure, canned food is better than French fries, donuts, or Taco Bell, but isn't there health concerns with the plastics found inside canned foods? I don't know.
Maybe,
Oh,
maybe, maybe.
Brick says a lot of
We can
BPA
only do the best
free.
we can do.
Right, a lot, but Brick says there's a lot of BPA free now. Gotta look around. Most of the organic ones are BPA free, or whatever the acronym is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I think BPA is the plastics, those forever plastics or something. Um,
Okay. So let's say I buy canned beans and they got BPA in them. Is that going to be worse than just a full-on sad diet?
Right. Right. Is it gonna be worse than McDonald's?
I
No,
do
for
what I can
real.
do. I live in the world I live in, and I do the best I can in this world. Is it
Yeah.
perfect? Is it perfect? No.
It's
I
perfect
do
for
what I
you.
can.
It's working. It's
Yeah.
working for you. Brian says rye bread has caramel and spices. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm gonna try it. Brick says I just
Caramel and
make my
spices.
beans in a. Yeah, I didn't know that. Brick says I make my beans in a pot personally. Brian says thank you, Brick, for perspective. I will look for non-BPA can. I also like the idea of making my own beans in a pot. See, it takes time because you gotta soak the beans and then you gotta. I mean, but that's
I'm
cool if y'all
lazy.
got
I'm lazy
time.
AF. That's why I buy the canned. That's why I buy the canned beans. But hey, you know what? I might try it. I might try it. But
Oh, pressure
so
cooker.
well, yeah, it's a progress or a work because you have to buy them like you buy the dry beans and
And
then
you
you
have to
have to
soak.
boil them, but you have to boil them long enough that you because apparently like raw beans are not good for you.
Yeah,
Like
nah.
apparently they're
Yeah.
poisonous apparently. So
Yeah. No, they
yeah,
have to soak overnight or something.
yeah. So I'll eventually I'll try it, but for now the canned beans are I
Yeah.
buy like I said I when possible I try to buy the no salt added beans, but even if they are I rinse them good. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Brick says I also have a pressure cooker. Those beans are done in 15 minutes when I use that. Oh, okay.
cool.
Claudia says at this point there's probably BPA in the air we breathe, so I try not to worry about it. I try not to stress about that stuff. Fluffy says I have not gotten everything figured out for myself just yet, but you guys are giving me some good info to consider. Thanks. Yeah, everybody, like I had mentioned earlier, has to figure out what works for them. Because like I said, like he's speaking from his perspective because he's like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a fitness guru, I'm not none of that, but this is what worked for me. And same thing with me. Like I share what worked for me, but it doesn't mean it's gonna work for everybody. So you can always like how he just said he went to the high fat community, the zero fat community, the low fat community. He saw what everybody was doing and he just tried and seen what worked for him. Like sometimes you gotta do that. It's called research. Like we're literal science experiments. We gotta figure out what worked for us.
Yeah.
Rick says macroplastics are everywhere. So Truckin eats meat sometimes. Yes, guy, he eats meats on weekends. Fluffy says
Yep.
it's always good to do what personally works best for you. What do you eat on a normal day? Truckin, he kind of went over that. He has his fruit, his
I
beans,
will
his
say
potato.
I will say though the uh, the meat that I will choose like majority of the time when I'm having animal products on the weekends will be fish.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And white fish, like a lean white fish, will be my first choice. Like if all things considered, and Mrs. Truckin's like, we'll just eat whatever you want to do. And like if she wants to have a ribeye, we'll do a ribeye. But in general, like my first choice will be a lean white fish over something else.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know because it's low in fat,
Yep.
cod and stuff like that. So,
Yep. But
or
I'm not
even
opposed
shrimp
to
is low
having
in fat
salmon
too.
occasionally too. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So pescatarian on the weekend primarily if you're gonna have a meat. Okay.
Probably that would be the pescatarian with the initial or with the occasional cow.
So poultry, you don't do the chicken turkey thing? Don't sound like it.
Um, yeah,
Eggs
I'm not
or no
opposed to
eggs?
it. Like, well, for
Okay.
Thanksgiving, obviously we had turkey, but
Right.
like that was all part of the whole indulgent thing. Like, I wasn't like I even had stuffing. So,
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah, no, I would choose the leaner fish over chicken, definitely.
Okay.
And if I'm gonna have steak, it's an indulgent thing. I'm just gonna have the tasty ribeye. Like why not? Like I'm going all out anyways. Like it's not part of
Right.
my regular diet. So, but if I'm just like on the regular trying to have like a lean protein, I'd go for a leaner meat. But I don't. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of meat these days.
Okay. Fluffy says, "Wow, awesome." D says, "Pre-game that weight loss." Claudia says, "I wear my skinny clothes at the beginning of my vacation and save the fat clothes for the end." Nikki says, "You two should have got sponsorship for the length of this live." I know, right? They need to give us. They need to pay us. YouTube,
A
you
what? A
listening?
what sponsorship?
We should. You two should have got sponsorship for the length of this live. And that's why I said, YouTube, where's our money? No.
Yeah,
21st
yeah.
Century Homestead. Hey, I just want to say thank you both so much. I have learned so much from both of you, these fantastic human beings. Thank you. Brick says, add a couple strawberries to the pot of beans and you'll eliminate the gas factor. Oh, interesting.
Strawberry and beans. Never heard of that.
Add a couple of them into the pot when you cook them, I guess. Huh.
Oh.
Well, we learn something new every day. So, the last thing we're going to ask. Oh, wait. Somebody says, questions: do beans and rice together give you gas compared to just eating beans or rice by itself? I
Um,
don't know.
I eat beans by themselves, so
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Yeah, I don't. I've had beans and rice together. I don't. I didn't notice. I didn't notice. Yeah, I think once you're. I mean, if your gut uh, biome is good with beans and it's good with
Mm,
rice, then putting beans and rice together shouldn't be an issue.
okay. And then Brick says V8 needs to step up for that sponsorship. Yeah, they definitely should sponsor him. V8 for sure. V8, are you listening? No. So
V8, V8, and big potato. Yeah,
oh yes, and Big Potato, because he did. So he did a 5-day potato challenge. Do you find? Because it seemed like you lost about the same amount of weight with the 5-day
just a
sugar
little
fast
bit.
as you
Not
did.
quite as much. Not
Oh,
quite as
oh,
much on the week,
oh,
but very
oh.
close. But very close. Yeah.
Well, which would you prefer if you had to do it again?
Oh, potatoes. 100%.
Oh, okay,
100%. Yeah. If I was going to
okay,
go 30 days sugar
right,
fast and V8 versus 30 days potato,
right, yeah,
30 days potato
oh,
any
okay,
day. Yeah.
okay.
100%. Yeah.
So when it comes to your recomposition, you had this goal for your birthday, and you're like, okay, I done lost the weight, I done dropped the weight. Now I'm in maintenance mode, but actually, I want to recomp my body. So what steps did you take? Are you still doing those steps? We see it works. Everybody, please go follow Sweet Truckin because he has lots of informational videos on his channel, and you can see his whole like journey from beginning to end. But what was that experience? What was that journey for you, and how is it working? Like, are you exercising, you're lifting weights, like what is that about? A food is like, did you change your food up for this or what?
Okay. So right. You just mentioned the potato fat or potato week that I did that I
Yeah.
dropped a huge amount of weight. So it was right after that that I decided to do a bit of a body recomp. So that the potato fast or potato week long potato diet was the end of August. No, actually, end of June, beginning of July. So July 4th that ended because I remember doing a video on the 4th of July, which you guys all
Yeah.
down in the States, that's your big holiday.
Yeah.
So I remember that was my wrap up for the week and I had dropped, and I ended up at my lowest weight from the entire year, which was 164 and change, so about 165
Mm,
pounds, down from 200
mm,
at the beginning of the year. Then I went back, so I was going back to my sustainable diet, which so I was around the one. A couple weeks after that, around 170, and that's when I decided. Mid July was when I decided to do the body recomp
yes.
experiment. So I'd been doing my sugar diet, which was for me was my sugar and coffee to begin the day with, 2 meals of fruit and a meal of beans at the end of the day during the week, and then kind of free living on the weekends. So it was always kind of like it was almost like a weight loss diet all week long with indulgent weekends, which balanced everything out.
So you don't have
So
potatoes no more?
what's that? I
No more
hadn't
eating potatoes.
incorporated potatoes in at that time.
Oh.
So the potatoes came afterwards.
Oh.
So during the week, or my initial sustainable sugar diet was the coffee with sugar and then fruit, beans. So what
Mm.
I'm doing now is coffee, fruit, potatoes, beans. So I
Oh.
so now I've replaced one of the fruit meals with potatoes. But anyways, so we're going back in time here. Going back in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost the weight, and then I was on this sustainable diet where if I had just stuck with what I was doing all like 7 days a week, 30 days a month, I would still be on a weight loss journey. But
Mm.
I was doing what I was doing during the week, because during the week my weight would go down on the sugar diet,
Mm.
but then I would have indulgent weekends, so it would be balancing week in, week out,
Mm.
week in, week out. I stuck with 170 from like from like after my sugar fast, like from the end of March, April, May, June, July, August. Like I just maintained my weight
Yeah.
loss by doing this, like just like high carb, low fat during the week, little more play on the weekends. High carb,
Mm-hmm.
low fat during the week, little play on the weekends, and it just
Right.
became a sustainable lifestyle for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but mid July, I decided to start to see what I could do, because I was 50 years old at the time. I'm 51 years old now. My birthday was September 16th. So
Okay.
I decided, okay, I've got 2 months. We're gonna see. We're gonna play a little bit here, because
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't been doing resistance training. I'd only
Okay.
been doing my cardio on the weekends. So
Okay.
we're going to change things up. We're going to do some resistance training and add some protein, because
Mm.
I had been living on about 70 grams of protein a week, or not a week, 70 grams of protein a day,
Mm.
as a part of my sustainable diet. So I
Okay.
added protein, and I also added the resistance training.
Mm.
Going back, if I could do it, if I had a chance to do a do over, I
Mm-hmm.
would have not upped the protein.
Oh.
I would
Okay.
have just done the resistance training, because I don't know exactly at what point the protein played a part in what ended up
Mm.
happening. I like to experiment, as you know, right? I
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
do the odd experiment, but I like to have one lever that I pull, so I can collect the data from pulling that one lever to see what the
Mm.
outcome, what ended up happening. But I pulled two levers at once. I upped the protein and I upped the resistance training.
Oh. Okay. So did
So
you find that with the protein you just ate more beans or what did you?
I I I, I I actually added I added vegan protein powder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a couple scoops of
So you
vegan
kept it
protein.
plant based. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kept it plant based. I upped it. I added a couple scoops of vegan protein powder a day. So I went from that 70 grams of protein a day to about 100 to 120 grams a day. Um, so but here's the thing: it's like I think most people could agree that just adding excessive protein without adding any resistance training is not going to add muscle. It's not going to
Mhm.
add lean mass. It's just going
Yeah.
to, like, adding, if you're not going to add if you're not going to add the resistance training stimulus, the protein's
Mhm.
not going to do anything more than you know add amino acids to your diet.
Yeah.
So I wish I would have just tried with the protein that I was already incorporating, and with the resistance training. Anyways, that aside, so I went a few weeks with adding the vegan protein powder. After a few weeks, I was developing some symptoms that I didn't like. I was getting a
Mm.
rash on my wrist, and the only thing that I had added to my diet that I hadn't been doing previously was the protein powder, vegan protein powder, and I was adding creatine to my diet.
Mm.
But I couldn't find anywhere that any studies showed that creatine added any kind of adverse reaction like a rash or anything.
Mhm.
So I cut out the vegan protein powder, and the rash went away. So
What
I,
kind of protein was it? Soy or pea or?
it was a mixed vegan fermented protein powder. It wasn't just soy. It wasn't pea. Whatever it
Oh.
was. So I don't know. I don't know. I could go find it if I went out and
Okay.
looked for it, but it was, yeah. So I cut that out at the beginning of September. So about a month and a half, I was using that to add up my protein. And once I cut that out, I just added more extra plant-based to bring my protein to the same level. But anyways, so after, but I was getting in. So I was getting in, other than my coffee to begin the day, because I always do the sugar coffee. I was I was getting approximately 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal throughout the day. So at the beginning, or the, excuse me, the middle of September, I had my results. I ended up not posting them forever. I know you were always after me. It's like, where's your
Yeah.
results, Sweet Truckn?
Yeah.
Where's your results? I'm like, I'll get to it. I was like, okay, well, how do I was trying to like figure out like what the mechanisms were and what was going on, and that, and driving, and being lazy, and it's like, whatever. I'm not a YouTube influencer. I'm not getting my money. I'm not making a living off of YouTube. So it's kind of all
Right.
on
Yeah.
the back burner.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I eventually made my results video, and I guess you might have seen that. So
Yeah.
at the end of my 2-month experience, I had put on 10 plus pounds, but it was lean pounds because I had all the pictures, right?
Yeah. You look great. Like, yeah, you
like
look more
in
muscular.
fact, I might have lost a little bit of body weight or a little bit of body fat, but not a
Yeah.
lot, not a lot. So this is where I got into like, okay, protein at every meal is maybe not the best way to go about it, and that's why I went back to where I started
Hmm.
with adding protein at the end of the day, but having the lean training still, or having the resistance training still involved in my weekly process. But I've gone back to having the low protein for my first few meals of the day, and adding the protein, even though it's plant based, at the end of the day,
Hmm.
going forward, and we'll see where it takes me. But yeah, so I found that I was able to build muscle for sure, adding the
Okay.
resistance training. That
Yeah.
happened, and I built muscle. Whether I was able to build it off the extra protein, or if the protein I was taking before was adequate enough, I don't know. Like, again, I pulled 2 levers at once, where I wish I would have pulled the one lever to see where my outcome would have been. I see a lot of
But you stopped
YouTubers.
though, right?
What's that?
You stopped taking it for like after you had that rash develop. You stopped the protein, right? The extra protein.
The protein powder.
Oh.
I reverted to 100% whole food protein.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm 100% whole food protein now. Yeah. All my protein comes from the food I take. Um, the only supplements that I take now are I'm still taking creatine, and I still take a couple times a week. I take a multivitamin and some minerals. So yeah.
So I guess my question is, when you took that protein powder out, you added beans in to make up for
Yeah.
that 120. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was taking the you remember earlier in our wow, this seems like it's been going on forever. You remember earlier we were talking about with the beans and the vegetables. If you
Yes.
add more vegetables in, it's going to dilute the amount of protein in
Protein.
the beans, right? So when I had the protein powder, I was able to have more vegetables in my meals,
Okay.
right? But if I up the beans, I just physically can't eat enough. I just can't get enough in with to add those extra vegetables in. So
Okay.
if I'm doing whole food protein sources from plant based, I'm just too full to have the vegetables. That's where I'm at,
Mm.
right? So
Mhm.
yeah, I had to make room somewhere. So when I took the plant, because it's very easy to get the protein in when you're doing a concentrated plant based protein, right?
Yeah.
Or even a whey protein. It's
Okay.
can be concentrated, but it doesn't matter what source you use. It's going to be a concentrated protein, and you can
Mhm.
get that in. But the
Right.
moment you take that out and try to replace it with whole food, whether it's going to be whole food meat or whole food plants, you're just not going to have the volume. Like it's just going to be so much
Um,
volume at that point. So yeah,
mhm.
I just upped the beans.
Okay. And are
Yeah.
you still? Because you look great. Like when I saw it before and after, it doesn't. You say it looked like you put on muscle. You didn't put on no, like if you're saying you gained weight, it was obviously just muscle because we
It was
couldn't.
lean. It was lean weight. It was lean
Yeah,
weight. 100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you're still doing the weight training or the muscle building. Are you still doing that, or are you just
Yeah.
sticking back
Yeah.
with the cardio?
It's
Oh, okay.
yeah. So my cardio is my walking treadmill in my truck during the week, and my weight training is okay. So when I first started my body recomp, I was trying to see what I could do with just body weight exercises, and so I started off just doing push-ups and walking lunges while on the road. But I couldn't do like that's great for pushing exercise, like pushing and
Yeah.
legs, right? You can do body squats, you can do walking lunges, you can do push-ups, but there's no pulling. I'm not working my back. Like I'm not
Mm.
right. So I ended up buying some equipment for home so that
Oh.
I could do full body, right? So what I'm doing is I'm doing full body exercise twice a week.
Oh.
Yeah. So
And
for
that's how long
example,
you were doing twice a week before, or is you just never?
when I was doing the body weight on the road, I was doing it every day.
Okay.
When I incorporated to buying the equipment for my house, where I could do full body,
Yeah.
like I that's when I started. That was 2 days a week, and then
Mm.
my walking cardio on the road. So I'm doing 2 days a week, full body resistance training.
Wow. And that's on the weekends when you're home, and then during the
Yeah,
week you're doing
yeah,
your
yeah.
cardio. Okay.
Thursday usually works out to be Thursday night and Sunday night.
Oh,
So
okay.
I
So
so
it's not back to back.
I get home Thursday, right, and I'll sleep because I drive nights, and
Yeah.
I'll get up, and in the evening, Thursday evening, I'll do full body resistance training, and then I'll go Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday evening before I hit the road, I'll do a
Hmm.
full body resistance training again before I hit the road,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and then that'll
Wow.
give me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off,
Yes.
and then third, yeah. So that's working for me right now.
Okay, and then you're gonna be back to getting strict with your weekends closer to your anniversary. Now, it sounds like because I know it's been 3 hours, and I'm not trying to take up Mr. Trucker for Miss Trucker at all, especially since it's the weekend. But it sounds like you're sustaining. You're at maintenance right now, and you're still working on recomposition. So this is like something that you're still, because I know you said, "Oh, I just want to be healthy. I just want to be," But it sounds like you're still on the recomp mission. Are you still?
Well,
Or you
at
consider you're
this
not?
point, at this point, if as long as the mirror is
Oh,
giving me positive feedback,
oh, okay.
if the weight goes up, I'm not going to be too concerned about it,
Oh, okay.
right? You can understand that for somebody who's always been worried about his weight his entire life. When I went
Right.
when like I actually put the scale away mid
Oh,
July. I put it away,
okay.
and I'm glad I put it away. It's no longer put away. I take it out now because now I can deal with the feedback. But at the
Okay.
time when I put it away, because I was at a low weight, I was at a good weight.
Mhm.
I added the resistance training and the protein. I knew my weight was going to go up.
Mm.
I didn't want the mind mess that was going to
Yeah.
happen. So you think about it in the beginning of July after my potato fast, I was down to 165.
Mhm.
After my body recomp, I was at 180.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right? I so that's that could mess 15-pound swing.
Yeah.
I mean, I started the lifting weights at 170 because the potato fast was unsustainable. That
Right. Right.
165 was not. I knew that wasn't going to be something that I was going to be sticking with.
Right.
That was like, okay, let's see what we can do in a week. Let's go hardcore, potatoes
Right.
only, and
Right.
whatever. And I got that down. And I knew that's not where I was going to stay because I knew where I had been already for months. That 170, 169 to 172 is where I had stayed like all winter long.
Yeah.
Like it was just like a good weight. It felt good, everything. So when I started lifting weights at 170, so I went from 170 to 180 lifting weights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I put on 10 pounds. Actually, 172 was the last scale weight I did was 172. And after my birthday, which was my goal, was to go till my birthday, I weighed 180. So if you look at just my last scale weight to my birthday was an 8 pound gain.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that, and I mentioned this. I understand that creatine adds, because I started taking creatine in there. Creatine adds intramuscular water and everything, which weight.
Mm.
So even if you take that 8 pounds and you take 3 pounds off of that for the benefit of like what creatine added, there's 5 pounds of weight
Muscle.
of muscle weight. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to make a difference, right?
It
It's
does.
lean weight,
And just the
lean
way you
weight.
look. Yeah.
And I put the pictures up. Like I'm an open
Yeah.
book. I put it
Yeah.
out there, and it's kind of weird because my first little while on YouTube, I was like very like I remember people asking like me to show my body, and I'm just like, it's not a fitness channel. I'm just it's like it felt so weird to like show my body on camera or put it out there, but whatever. So I just like that's where I've been. That's my channel. It's like here it is. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
open book. So it's out there. It's my
Yeah.
process. My you can see. You go back and you look at my potato fast. I was very happy. I was proud of my potato body back
Yeah.
when in July when I showed that,
Yeah.
and I was like
Yeah.
very proud to put my pictures up
Because you
there. And
still had lost a bunch of weight. That's the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing. You had
Yeah,
lost a lot of weight.
and it's I mean the pictures are undeniable. You can see when I added the resistance training, there was a difference. There is a
Yes.
difference. So yeah,
The
it's out
muscle is
there.
like popping. All your muscles is popping.
So it's a process. Whatever. I put it out there, but yeah. So that's just what I'm working on, and I don't. I'm not a coach. I'm not a fitness coach. I'm not a diet coach. I'm not a fitness guru. I just doing my thing. I've got nothing against people that want to do that. I don't, by all means, if you have a business model and you want to go on YouTube and create and attract clients and all that stuff, all power to you. All power to you. The only problem I have is when people if they're going to mention me and misrepresent me. That's when
Yeah.
I've got an issue. I've got an issue, and I'll
Yeah.
correct you. I'll correct you if you've misrepresented me,
Right.
Sweet Truckn, on your YouTube
Right.
channel. Other than
Yeah.
that, go nuts. Go nuts.
Right.
Do your thing. It's the Wild West. It's the internet.
Right.
I'm just sharing my duty, my journey, and try to be as forthcoming and honest and upright as I can be.
And that's what we appreciate. We appreciate all your transparency throughout your entire journey and this live because, it's refreshing to see people just putting it out there and hey, this is what it is and that's it. So 21st says, thank you for answering, sending so much health, peace, and blessings exceedingly to both of you. Thank you. So we're gonna go ahead and have Sweet Truck and just give us like what his future looks like and give us some motivation to take us out of here. Because it's been like 3 hours, and like I said, this is Miss
Yeah, we
Truckin's
got.
time. This is Miss Truckin's time. We ain't gonna impede too much more on it. So give us a quick rundown at Sweet Truckin is where you can find him, and he's gonna go ahead and give us our closing statements.
Yeah, Sweet Truckn is on YouTube. That's right. I mean, I started an Instagram. I put Sweet Truck,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't even do Instagram. But maybe perhaps if somebody wants to try and call, maybe you can message on Instagram. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you can message on there.
But yeah, so there's a Sweet Truckn on Instagram. I just do YouTube. I don't. Yeah, that's it. Like I don't have sweettruckin.com or something. Maybe someone will end up doing that now. So someone's gonna go open up sweettruckin.com and steal my crap. Um, but yeah, no, I just do what I do because I try. Maybe I can be an inspiration for somebody or whatever. But going forward,
Absolutely.
I'm just yeah. This is where I'm at. I'll just if I change anything up, it'll be on my channel. It'll be in my thing, my videos or whatever. But I don't. It may be weeks in between videos. I only want to put something out there if I think it's got some value that I can add to the universe. I'm not interested in whatever being the next big whatever. I am who I am, and I'm just sharing my journey. So
That's awesome. Thank
and
you.
supporting other like-minded YouTubers like you, Eve.
Thank you. Thank you. I greatly appreciate your time. Tell Miss Trucking we appreciate her time. We know this is her time too that we borrow
she's
from.
I just got a text. She's like, you're entering hour 4.
All right. It's been three. It's been three. So that's what I said. She like, hold
Yeah,
on, wrap it up. It's time to eat. No. So
we
but we
got to
thank
get
you.
rolling.
You are both inspirational. Thank you. Thank you, you too. Yes, thank you. Please go follow Sweet Truckin at Sweet Truckin is Truckn, right?
Yeah,
Yes. So please go follow him. Again, we thank you for your time. We will have to follow back up with him next year to see what's going on because I always try to do a check in. It just keeps him. Thank you for posting that. Keep him.
we don't got to
Accountable. Go
wait a
follow
year,
him.
Eve. We don't got to wait a year to get back
Okay.
on.
Okay. Well, next year is only a couple months away, which is a shock.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
again,
That's true. But you and Chris Fabulous have been doing a lot of
yeah,
these.
and I'm
So
gonna do another one with Margie tomorrow. So anytime, but I know you're super busy in general. So but anytime, we love having you on. Thank you, Eve, Sweet Trucking, and Mrs. Trucking. Yes, we thank everybody, and thank you again. Hearts, everybody saying thank you and thank you so much again for just being honest and transparent. We didn't you add collagen too? Are you talking? No, he had creatine. I don't
creatine.
creatine.
No, I did use some collagen powder in
Oh,
my morning coffees, but I don't use it anymore. But there was, yeah, for a while I was trying to add the collagen, especially when I cut out the vegan protein powder. I was trying to make up the protein there between the beans. I added some collagen powder as well. So,
oh,
but I'm not
okay,
using the collagen anymore at this point.
okay. Well,
Yep.
thank you guys. Thank you again so much, Sweet Trucking. We appreciate you. And until next time, bye everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye bye.